to the set to say, got the rhythm, got the flow, gonna dominate. This is my time, gonna rise, gonna elevate. I'm on fire like a volcano erupting. I'm in control, ain't nobody interrupting. Gonna make my mark, gonna leave them all stunned. I'm the king of the city, I'm the chosen one. I'm rising to the top, can't be stopped. It's getting to the top. Yes, energies running dry. I'm a heavyweight champ, who are you? I'm a heavyweight champ, who are you? I'm a heavyweight champ, who are you? Some of your boys dreams coming true. I'm a heavyweight champ who wait. Not to dance at the scene. Got the rhythm, got the flow, gonna dominate. This is my time, gonna rise, gonna elevate. I'm on fire like a volcano erupting. I'm in control, ain't nobody interrupting. Gonna make my mark, gonna leave them all stunned. I'm the king of the city, I'm the chosen one. I'm rising to the top, can't be stopped. It's getting to the top. Yes, energies running dry. I'm a heavyweight champ, who are you? I'm a heavyweight champ, who are you? I'm a heavyweight champ, who are you? I'm rising to the top, can't be stopped. It's getting to the top. Yes, energies running dry. I'm a heavyweight champ, who are you? I'm a heavyweight champ, who are you? I'm a heavyweight champ, who are you? Let's sit down, gonna lay it down straight. No time to wait. Not to the set to say. Got the rhythm, got the flow, gonna dominate. This is my time, gonna rise, gonna elevate. I'm on fire like a volcano erupting. I'm in control, ain't nobody interrupting. Gonna make my mark, gonna leave them all stunned. I'm the king of the city, I'm the chosen one. I'm rising to the top, can't be stopped. It's getting to the top. Yes, energies running dry. I'm a heavyweight champ, who are you? I'm a heavyweight champ, who are you? I'm a heavyweight champ, who are you? Some of your boys dreams coming true. I'm a heavyweight champ who wait. Not to dance at the scene. Got the rhythm, got the flow, gonna dominate. This is my time, gonna rise, gonna elevate. I'm on fire like a volcano erupting. I'm in control, ain't nobody interrupting. Gonna make my mark, gonna leave them all stunned. I'm the king of the city, I'm the chosen one. I'm rising to the top, can't be stopped. It's getting to the top. Yes, energies running dry. I'm a heavyweight champ, who are you? I'm a heavyweight champ, who are you? I'm a heavyweight champ, who are you? I'm rising to the top, can't be stopped. It's getting to the top. Yes, energies running dry. I'm a heavyweight champ, who are you? I'm a heavyweight champ, who are you?
Realme 15 Series 5G.
Di abot ang data!
GG bro! Don't worry! The Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now!
Your home's gotta have the PLDT Home Fiber Only All. Get supercharged with Only Calls, Only Fiber, Only Signal for just 1,399 pesos. Apply now.
Realme 15 Series 5G.
Di abutan dito!
Defeat.
GG bro!
Don't worry! The Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now!
Your home's got the PLDT Home Fiber Only All. Get supercharged calls. Only fiber, only signal. For just 1,399 pesos. Apply now.
Realme 15 Series 5G.
Di abutan dito!
Defeat.
GG bro!
Don't worry! The Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now!
Your home's gotta have the PLDT Home Fiber Only All. Get supercharged with only calls. Only fiber. Only signal. For just 1,399 pesos. Apply now.
Realme 15 Series 5G.
Di abutan dito!
Defeat.
GG bro!
Don't worry! The Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your game.
Di abutan dito!
Defeat.
GG bro!
Don't worry! The Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now!
Your home's gotta have the PLDT Home Fiber Only All. Get supercharged with only calls. Only fiber. Only signal. For just 1,399 pesos. Apply now.
Realme 15 Series 5G.
Di abutan dito!
Defeat.
GG bro!
Don't worry! The Only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now!
Your home's gotta have the PLDT Home Fiber Only All. Get supercharged with only calls. Only fiber. Only signal. For just 1,399 pesos. Apply now.
Realme 15 Series 5G.
Di ako punta dito! GG, bro!
Unang araw ng mga laban para sa ating mga kababaihan. At ito ang Athena Cup and we are your casters. My name is Luna and with me is Gretchen. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, and it's pretty an exciting day because unang araw ng Athena Cup, a lot of female teams that we're about to witness once again. Kasi kung matatandaan natin last season, parang na-amaze tayo sa performance, and now dahil season 2 na tayo, I can't wait on what we have in store for today.
Yes, and a lot of the games that we will be seeing right now are, di ba, kakaumpisa pa lang, so medyo painit pa lang yung laban para sa mga teams natin for today. And we are doing 2 matches for today, di ba, Gretchen? And we're looking forward for more matches as the days goes by. Kaya naman, kayo dyan na nasa bahay, team bahay, please don't forget to follow and share this live stream to your friends and comment down below. Ayan, supportahan natin yung mga teams na maglalaban-laban for today.
O nga, lalo't-lalo na kapag may sinusuportahan kayo na player,
Yes.
kung may bebe kayo dyan, ayan,
Bebe buff.
mag-share na kayo dyan sa
Tama.
comment section.
Correct.
Kasi I'm pretty sure extra buff nila yan na pangtapat sa mga
Bebe buff.
malulupit natin na teams na yung araw. Kasi katulad nga ng sinabi ni Luna, we have 2 matches na best of 3. At dahil nasa group stages tayo, every win would matter when it comes to accumulating as many points as they can.
Yes, and to make things clear, group stage, wala pang laglagan to. So mamaya makikita natin kung ano-ano yung mga e-expect natin in this season. Kaya sa ating mga viewers dyan, as you can see, one of our sponsors here is Smart.
Of course, power up your play with Smart Prepaid's Power All 99. Get only Facebook or only TikTok plus 10 gigabytes data and unlimited calls and texts for 7 days. Power All 99 is available at the Smart app and loading channels nationwide. Kaya, why now? Download the Smart app and load now!
Ayan, mag-load na kayo dyan. So, para hindi maputol yung live stream, mag-load na kayo ng Smart.
Yes, oo, diba?
So, Power All 99. Ayan. So, given that, nakakatuwa, diba? Kasi day 1, we are excited to see kung ano-ano yung mga matches or laban na makikita natin from these girls that will be watching for today. So, ano yung mga expectation mo dito, Gretchen?
Expectation
Siyempre,
ko
season
is
2 na.
Oo, kasi season 2 na, and what I am expecting to see is ever since season 1, especially yung mga teams na na-witness natin from that one, now they're entering this season renewed and stronger than ever just
Yes.
because of their experiences and what they have installed for us for today.
Eto
Pero
na.
na yun, pag-usapan natin ang tournament format kasi,
There you
Luna. Ever since April 11, yung mga female teams na ito ay nagpapakitang gilas na sa open qualifiers. And now, we're actually on the phase 2, which is the group stage, kung saan mawitness natin sila from April
Ito na yun.
18 up the way to May 12. And after we have accumulated the points that they have garnered in the group stage, pupunta na tayo sa play-ins and of course, yung pinakainabangan natin
Exciting!
na playoffs.
Exactly. Pero syempre, after syempre pag may tournament, meron tayong prize pool. So gusto natin malaman kung ano ba mapapalanunan ng ating mga players or mga teams dito sa Athena Cup Season 2. So titignan natin yan later on kung ano yung mga prizes natin. Pero syempre excited tayo dahil day number 1 para sa group stage ngayon.
Oo nga kasi katulad nga ng sinabi namin, we're going to witness 2 matches for today in the best of 3. And every time they do a sweep, it would really matter because
Oo.
2-0 na score is equivalent to 3 points.
Wow, malaki-laki rin pala, no? Kapag
Oo.
nag-sweep pala sila. Pero pag natalo or mayroon kang loss, ilan points naman ang makukuha nila?
So, bali kapag, ang example naman is, kapag yung team na pabor sa iyo is 2-1, yung naging score, we're going to go for 2 points. Pero kapag ikaw naman yung team na nasa 1-2, 1 point naman. And of course, kapag 0-2, literal, 0 ang points.
Pero ito
mo.
na, ang prize pool, ito yung mga dapat mapalanunan ng mga teams natin, ng mga players dito sa Athena Cup Season 2. For the champion, they will get 135,000 plus 2,000 20,000 diamonds. Ang laki na, diamonds. Ang daming skin na rin yan. Second place will take around 60,000 pesos plus 10,000 diamonds. Third place will take 40,000 plus 8,000 diamonds. Fourth place, 30,000 plus 5,000 diamonds. Fifth and sixth place will get 15,000 pesos plus 3,500 diamonds. And the seventh and eighth place will get 7,500 and 2,500 diamonds. Ang ganda kasi up to 8th place, meron silang makukuhang cash prize and diamonds. Gretchen, ito mo yung 20,000?
Okay.
Anong bibilhin mo dyan?
Nako po, 20,000
Nako,
diamonds. Biruin mo, pwede kang bubili ng collector skin na
Correct,
minamataan mo.
legendary skin.
Oo.
Kahit spin ka ng spin, gotcha moments.
Oo, okay lang. Kasi may 20k diamonds
Yes,
naman.
exactly.
Tsaka balita ko may Naruto pa.
Oo, abot pa. Abot pa yan sa
Abot pa
Naruto.
yan.
Oo. So, mga gusto kong humabol dyan. And talagang yung 135,000, ang laki niyan for the champion. And kung tutuusin, 'di ba? Marami pag hinahati-hati yan. So hindi ako marunong mag-math. So
Ay.
i-divide mo yan sa 5 or 6.
Oo.
Siguro mga tigta 25,000. Pero sobra
Okay.
pa yung 25,000. Pero yun na nga. Pero malaking bagay na yan for our players. Kasi ito mo, Gretchen, up until 8th place, may makukuhang cash prize. So talagang sobrang abot yung talagang pinaghandaan ng Athena Cup yung prize pool natin na 310,000 pesos
Oo nga.
for all of these winners this coming group sa next na natin, sa laban natin. So talagang ay nako, ang saya, ang daming pera.
Oo nga, and of course, kung sino man ang magiging champion ng Athena Cup will also have the chance to represent us in the Philippines sa MWI. So, yun
Yes.
yung implications niya. Pero
Yun yung
pag-usapan
goal
na,
eh.
diba, that's the main goal for everyone to go to the international stage. Pero, yung goal natin for today is to witness these 4 teams na magbakbakan when it comes to DEITY versus RVFE and MINERVA EMPRESS versus NAVI PH.
Yes, and this 4 teams na maglalaban-laban today. So, yan. So, sa mga fans ng mga teams na to, go ahead and spam the comment section, share nyo yung live stream, and don't forget to react down below. Kasi I believe there's a poll question na rin.
Oy,
Diba?
oo.
Sino ba ang gusto nyo supportahan, ako, ilagay nyo na yan sa poll natin. And we want to see sino ba yung may malakas na sigaw or malakas na support dyan sa live stream natin. So, 2 teams ngayon, DEITY and RVFE. Ano ba masasabi natin sa kanila? Kasi these are familiar faces and familiar teams,
Oo
right?
nga eh. Kasi if I'm not mistaken, for DEITY, parang na-witness ko din sila sa Hiraya Cup. Kasi lumaban din sila when it comes to getting the championship title. But I'm not sure lang kung sila pa rin yung main 5 na DEITY that I have witnessed. So yan yung aabangan natin later
Baka
on.
nag-change rin sila ng roster.
Oo, kasi
no?
baka ibang roster naman pala yung lumaban under Athena Cup. Pero syempre for RVFE, ito yung nakakatuwa eh. Kasi, di ba, just like what we have mentioned before the
napag-usapan
broadcast,
namin.
di ba, nakipagchikahan kami, syempre.
Siyempre, nagano kami, ano ba nangyari dito sa team na to?
Oo, diba?
Mga ganun, kailangan namin makabalita sa isa't isa.
Oo.
Pero di ba, RVFE, we know this team, they're one of the teams na nakapasok sa top 8. So nakakatuwa. Kasi nagawa nila, I mean, they've surpassed a lot of teams na kilala during the group stage. Pero tingnan naman natin yung different maps. You have the Broken Wall map. Ayan. So yan yung papasok natin na mapa for this for this game and for this matchup. So eksakto.
Oo nga eh.
Kailangan natin makita naman kung ano ang mga strategy na ipapakita ng yung dalawang teams natin for this match number 1.
Oo, tsaka kasi the main difference between Season 1 and Season 2 is the map itself.
Exactly,
Kasi alam
yeah.
naman natin bagong update siya and na-witness lang natin siya towards the latter parts of 2025.
Yes, mga
Kaya,
late na yun eh. Mga
Oo.
fourth quarter na.
diba? Kaya it would really mean a lot on how these female teams would capitalize kung paano nila utakan yung isa't isa sa mga drafting, especially given that sometimes there are heroes that complements the map well.
Exactly. And hindi lang yun. There's also strategy behind it if ever they're gonna use these kinds of maps. I mean, they've already adjusted kasi we're almost at the second quarter of the year.
Yeah.
So, tingnan naman natin kung anong pwedeng adjustments or with rather mga new gameplays na makikita natin for this women. Kasi, if you still remember guys, di ba, during this month, summer, talagang papasok ng Athena League. So, yan yung last year. So ngayon, ito na naman tayo at gusto natin makita ngayon yung mga drafts ng mga teams natin kasi excited na rin kami kung ano-ano yung mga heroes yung ipapakita nila para sa atin.
Oo nga eh. Kasi sakto pagpasok natin ng Athena Cup, papasok na din agad-agad tayo sa drafting kasi
Yep.
di na natin papatagalin pa sa ating mga viewers. I'm pretty sure
Excited na rin kayo?
Oo, diba? Excited na
Katulad
sila.
namin.
Lalo na kapag may mga players kayo na minamataan, sinusuportahan dito. Ayan, don't forget, comment down below kung sino man pong team ang tingin nyo mananalo, sinong player ba
Yes.
ang chini-cheer nyo para at least kapag binalikan ito ng ating mga players, mararamdaman nila yung suporta nyo. Pero Luna, when it comes naman sa drafting, we have yung bagong hero natin called Marcel.
Yes.
And of course, on the other side, MINERVA Empress has banned the carry.
Yes. And alam mo yung pinag-uusapan natin 'di ba kanina, gaano kahirap gamitin itong si Marcel. So, we were saying na it's something na we need adjustments. I mean, pinapag-usapan din namin ni Gretchen kanina. So, parang sabi na, hirap niyang gamitin pagkakampi mo rin.
Oo.
Kung pati kakampi mo, affected din. Pero let's see. Pero kasi binan siya. So, possible naka-adjust na rin yung mga players natin with this hero. So next up would be the Moscow for DEITY. They've already banned that. Sabagay, kasi ayaw rin natin, di ba, lumakas ang Moscow late game. Lalo na if you're late game player and carry. So, actually, nagbaba na sila ng mga gold lanes dito.
So, they're actually limiting yung hero pool ni
Tama.
Jinx on the side of DEITY and at the same time si Rose Meow when it comes to MINERVA Empress. Kasi for these heroes such as Moscow, Kari, ito yung kayang sumabay when it comes to our current meta. Kaya nilang umarangkada, kaya din nilang pumosisyon. And what I'm excited to see for the side of MINERVA Empress is the Leslie of Rose Meow. Kung papakita nakita niya sa ating Game 1 for the group
Well,
stage? Kasi,
Speaking of that, no, maganda rin yung ganon. Kasi may
Oo.
Harley. Harley is one of the heroes na,
Yeah.
na mostly picked ngayon. So, if that is the case, then the Leslie and Harley, there's a buff between them because magkapatid sila as
Oo.
per the story. So, kaya may buff yun kapag pag ginamit siya with the Harley. So, given that, let's see if that will be the case. Yun
Yeah.
nga lang, for me, when it comes to the Leslie, medyo, kasi nga hindi siya DPS eh.
Yep.
Hindi mabilis ang labas ng mga bullets ng Leslie. So, medyo mabagal yan at the start of the game. Hindi siya ganun karo. Pero masakit.
yeah.
Masakit.
Super sakit. Kaya dito na pumapasok yung balance between the draft. Kasi
Yeah.
if you have a late game hero na yung power spike ay mararamdaman pa natin towards the late game, then you need to also balance it out with early game heroes na pwedeng
Ay,
mag-take control.
Exactly. And we are leaning towards to the mid laners if
Yeah.
early game potential. So let's see what will happen. So currently yung draft natin, mapapansin natin is talagang heavily banning on the gold laners.
Yep.
And they're also banning a lot of XP laners, as you can see. Kasi 'di ba, katulad nga sabi ni Gretchen kanina, pag nag-uusap kami, mostly kasi ang mga heroes sa gold lane is XP laners, heroes. So, talagang ngayon, nakikita natin yung mismong pattern ng drafting, di ba, Gretchen?
Oo. And dito na pumapasok yung bagong meta. Kumbaga, kung dati fighter gold, mare-report ka niyan sa RG eh. Pero ngayon, hindi ka na mare-report kasi pwedeng at
Pwede
sakto
na.
siya sa meta natin.
Exactly.
So, that's how times have changed. Although the ideology is still there, but it keeps on revamping towards what is
Nag-evolve.
best.
Yung mga, pati mga heroes natin, there are updates. That
Yeah.
would actually be helpful during during the lane phase, the late game, which is really exciting as well.
Very exciting din. Lalo't-lalo na baka makakita tayo ng mga unorthodox picks. Kasi biruin mo, 120 plus heroes in ML, pero yung pinipili mo lang is under 20. So,
Yes.
I'm like, there are a lot of
There's a
options
lot.
there that you can explore on. But going back to the drafting, for the side of DEITY, they have picked out the Zushin kasi hindi naman din
Perfect.
siya pinansin sa banning. And other side, I really like the Suyo and Khalid here.
Oo. Most picked actually for now the Suyu and the Khalid kasi they need to secure as much as possible with the roaming and of course their gold lane if ever. So sabi nga natin Suyu, we still don't know if ever XP lane ba siya or it would be magiging jungler din, posible. So,
I feel like for Minerva Empress, kasi given their performance ng Hiraya Cup, they would go for Suyo talaga as a jungler. Kasi
jungler.
ang bilis niya mag-rotate, Soul Server Retribution combination would also matter in terms of objective taking. But on the other side, this is the usual matchup between roamers, Khalid, Hilda. Kaya nilang tumapat sa isa't isa at kaya din nilang
True.
manggulo kung ano man yung meron sa kabila.
We will see about more of the invading part kasi with the Hilda and broken walls pala, pero I mean this is where the strength of a Hilda will shine, where she can invade into other people and in the dun sa kalaban, especially when it comes to taking buffs, yan, vision kailangan for Hilda kasi mabilis rin ang yung movement speed niya, so she can really move around the map as much as possible. So going forward again with the second phase of the banning, ito 'di ba, Zushin binana rin, well, yung itong dalawa. So ano pa ba ang kulang dito for the side ng Minerva? So ang kulang na lang nila ay mid lane, no?
Yep.
And possible kung gold lane ba? Gold lane, yes.
Actually, for Sora, flex pick pa rin siya. Kasi pwede silang lumiko towards a gold lane Sora na na-witness naman natin. Kaya yan yung kagandahan about the drafting. You are never sure kung saan
Hindi mo
linya
nga
pa
alam
tong hero na to. Kaya,
Unorthodox nga.
diba, yan yung gustong-gusto ko about the current meta. But when it comes to banning, what I like to highlight here is the funny ban. Kasi ito lang yung isa sa mga matchups na kung saan an assassin hero was currently banned kasi for female tournaments parang napapansin ko puro fighter and the utility, but they're actually respecting Macchiato here when it comes to the Fanny. So parang
Yes.
ginawa ng Minerva Empress yung needed research nila for this match.
Exactly. And as I recall, Loren Macchiato always use mga assassin type na heroes, yung talagang fast-paced rotation, possible a link. Pero here, hindi pa natin nakikita kung anong jungler ang kukunin ng side ng DEITY. Pero again, it's anyone's ball game. Ang bina nila rito, I guess, after the Sushin is that
that's Eve and
yeah, kasi wala
Lilia.
pang mid lane.
Yeah. May tendency kasi si Tuyo
Lilia.
to use Lilia
Yep.
para early game pa lang you already have the
Tama.
control. And considering that DEITY also has the Hilda, parang yan yung gusto ng Lilia, lalapit ka lang and
Yes.
blooms lang yung gagawin mo para i-poke. So technically, I like DEITY's ban. For the side of Minerva Empress, if they want a strong mid laner, they can actually go for either Kimi, Farsa. So
Farsa, yeah.
either of
AOE.
these two heroes para at least makasabay sa isang Zushing pick.
Yes, that's a really nice analysis there. And well, they closed up their ban talagang to such extent na para maging sa kanila, maging advantage para sa kanila. Pero last two picks for the side of DEITY, let's see. So kulang na lang nila dito is their gold lane and their jungler.
So when it comes to it, they can actually
Ano
go
pa?
for Joy kung gusto nila sumabay sa fast pace ng isang Suyo, or since we saw a Fanny ban from the side of Minerva, baka may tendency din na Macchiato would go for an assassin jungler. So
Pwede.
Hayabusa
Actually, I'm looking forward for that.
Oo.
It was either that.
So, those two heroes yung baka i-consider ng DEITY. Pero for the gold lane, knowing na may Granger, if you want to directly counter it, Irritel. Oo,
yeah.
literal counter ng Granger is an Irritel. But if they want okay, they're going for a Claude para at least yung mga panghuli sa side ng Minerva such as the Shifting Skies of Sora, Raging Sandstorm of Khalid, maiiwasan niya. Pero I'm actually worried about the YSS kasi kung malakas yung poking mechanism ng Minerva Empress, then malilimit kung paano mag-farm ang isang YSS.
Exactly. Medyo nasabi nga natin na parang medyo when it comes to laning phase, medyo mahirap for the YSS to manage around. Pero tignan naman natin, malay natin na ito baka i-baby din to early on para makasabay sa laning. Pero if that would be the case, then sa bagay, Zushin is a very fast it's a good mid laner in a way. Kaya niya mag-stand alone. Pero let's see. It is an exciting phase, pero gusto natin makilala. Kasi syempre, names pa lang yung nakikita natin. Sino-sino ba tong mga players natin between these two teams?
At kita naman natin that we have these team compositions.
Yes.
For both of the teams na witness natin ito sa Hiraya Cup. And for DEITY pala, I can also confirm na nakita ko na sila sa Hiraya Cup kasi very familiar names such as Heisenberg. And of course, for Minerva Empress, let's see na lang kung mawiwithstand nila kasi they're part of the top 2 teams ng Hiraya Cup and they have underwent through a lot just to get there.
And given that makikita ulit natin sila sa mga tournaments ng ng female tournaments dito sa Pilipinas. And as we've mentioned, MWI is around the corner. So, sino man yung mananalo magiging champion dito. So, sila yung magiging representation. Pero ito na, Leche.
Oh no,
Sapakan na agad.
a lot of poking mechanisms coming in from DEITY just to make sure that MINERVA Empress would back down accordingly. Pero nandyan naman yung usual matchup natin in the mid lane such as the Zushin, Kini na kaya naman agad-agad sumabay kahit early game pa lang. Pero kita mo naman si IR33 na napakatapang and Heisenberg will get on that first blood with that Zushin. Mapapa-flicker out lang dun si Tuyu just because of those poking mechanisms.
Grabe, ang bilis at very aggressive ng DEITY when it comes to that. So talagang minamaximize nila dito si IR33 kasi 'di ba yun na nga, as I've said, talagang gustong-gusto ng Hilda to actually go into the bushes, look into yung mga pwedeng gawin dito ng Minerva Empress, and ito papasok na ulit dun sa mga buff sections or buff places ng Minerva Empress.
Oh no, Mountain Shocker will be casted upon by Macchiato just to zone out the members of Minerva Empress. But since we already have the turtle coming up, pupwesto na agad ng ating dalawang kupunan just to secure that position. IR33, medyo aalinlangan siya sa positioning because of the health. But when it comes to that bottom lane, Minerva Empress is trying to back down and trying to zone out, and they would get the first turtle.
Maganda yung positioning doon ng Minerva Empress. Actually, nakita ko na rin siya in a way early on na hindi na sila to kill but rather to position with objectives.
Ang lakas ng poking mechanisms right now na Minerva Empress. They are actually capitalizing on their early game advantage right now. But just look at that. Rose Meow would go into the 2 fight. Papapa-flicker out si IR33 and mahuhuli lang doon si Heisenberg. That is 2 for non-trade. Pero make it a double kill coming in from the side of Minerva Empress. Pero mukhang hindi pa tapos ha. Kasi si Tuyu umaarangkada lang dito kay Jinx. And I like how aggressive Minerva Empress is in terms of getting that control.
Exactly. And Tuyu is actually roaming around the map. Hindi siya nagsistay, hindi siya masyado nagle-lane. I was expecting na umuwi na sana si IR33 earlier, pero parang tumambay pa siya to clear the minion waves. Pero ito na nga, 3 minute mark, bumaliktad ng laban ni Minerva Empress is now at the aggressive point of the game.
Oh no, Minerva Empress, pero IR33 will poke down. May lantern pa naman coming in from Heisenberg. Mapapa-raging Soundstorm and Mountain Shocker ang ating dalawang kupunan, pero walang mahuhuli sa casual sa mga scenarios na iyon. So that's why both teams will reset accordingly and focus na lang sila kung ano man yung pwede nilang makuha.
Naging focus dito ng Minerva Empress is to get objectives and of course their map control. They're trying to control whatever is happening in the map kasi pag nakakuha na sila ng kill, aalis na sila doon at hanap ulit sila ng mga bagong objectives, which is magkikil ba tayo dito, kikil ba tayo ng minion waves, or kukuha ba tayo ng objectives, which is right now 4 minute mark papasok na rin yung mismong turtle.
And let's see na lang kung sino ang makakakuha na mas magandang positioning when it comes to the second turtle. If we're also going to take note of itemization, na Minerva Empress is solely focused on getting kills. Maramdaman, mapapasa kamay ang Crimson Beacon just to zone out Minerva Empress in this scenario. Pero may Raging Sandstorm with that flicker in, walang matatamaan. Si Azazel ay magiging casualty pero pumasok with that Jinx. Pero may notice will get a kill. And that is in favor pa nga of Minerva Empress. Nakakuha na nga sila ng teamfight, nakakuha pa sila ng pagong.
Yun na nga. So, actually, pinauna muna dito yung DEITY bago sila pumasok. And naging focus sila, sige, let's kill a lot of members ng DEITY, saka tayo kukuha ng turtle. And yun na nga, nagamit na nila yung turtle buff right now to invade sa part ng DEITY ngayon dito sa mapa.
And kita mo naman si M-Unit. Let me know kung tama pronunciation ko. So, nakakuha pa siya ng blue buff sa side ng DEITY. So, that's one resource down for them. And if we're also going to notice the level difference, mas sumalamang dito ang isang suyo compared sa YSS. Pero, speaking of kalamangan, bumabawi ang DEITY dito. May interaction pulse pero wala naman matatamaan. Tamang lantern lang dito si Heisenberg just to zone out the members of Minerva Empress. Rose Meow yung magiging casualty dito. And that is what one down for the side of Minerva Empress. Hindi pa tapos.
Hindi pa tapos.
Heisenberg, umaarangkada pero si Shirairo, umaarangkada din sa bottom lane. So, while there is something happening in the top lane, there is also something happening in the bottom lane. And with that, makukuha ng DEITY itong turret. And at the same time, Shirairo din ang makakakuha ng bottom turret.
So talagang mirroring lang when it comes to laning and pushing of the turrets. Pero ang nangyari na nga, mas maraming gameplay dito sa top. And kung tutuusin, nakikita natin yung rotations, no? 3 laban sa isa o 2 ang nangyayari. So Minerva Empress trying to sustain that kind of rotation in this game. And ang ganda ng mga pinapakita nila actually, within the 6-minute mark, 7 na rin ang kanilang na-kill from DEITY. And right now, patuloy pa rin.
And that is
Grabe.
+1 for the Sky Piercer MU Needs. Kasi napakalaking bagay na may Sky Piercer ng isang suyo. Pero hindi pa tapos
Hindi pa
with a
tapos.
double kill. Umaarangkada
Ooh.
sila sa mga members ng DEITY. And just because of that, mapapagamit ang Blazing Duet dito si Jinx. Pero walang matatamaan sa damage output. And Minerva Empress is solely focused in terms of getting the mid turret.
Nako, open na ang middle lane ng DEITY. Ang problema nito, mas malaki na yung mapa na kinokontrol ng side ng Minerva Empress. And kung tutuusin, papasok na tayo 7 minutes at ito na nga yung turtle para sa side ng Minerva Empress. Minutes getting all of the objectives and ang ganda ng mga pagpasok nila doon. Hindi talaga na, actually yung 3-man rotation really works for them. Ang ganda. Kasi on the back lane, makikita mo si Tuyu, bumabanat lang siya sa kalaban. At the same time, ito Nako, mag-iisa.
May ipit dito, mapapagamit
Hindi.
ng shifting skies para lang makatakas sa situation na yun. But, dito natin mapapansin na lumalaban na din yung mga members ng DEITY just to make sure na may equalize sila kung ano man yung kalamangan na yun ng Minerva Empress.
Grabe yung damage dito, units. Getting that 22,000 damage output. Pero tatlo nga ng members ng Minerva Empress yung dumadamage. And when you see at how they manage to rotate within the map, it's really amazing. Kasi nakuha nila objectives, kills na sa kanila, which is ano pa ba ang hinahanap natin? Ito yung recipe for winning.
Oo, at saka yung mga ginagawa nila, parang pinaprepare nila yung ingredients to success nila in
Correct.
terms of getting the control. And if we're also going to notice, although both teams are currently on the double marksman setup, mas sumalamang yung Minerva Empress just because of those initiations. Look at how Shakairo and my units is actually going for the side of DEITY. Kinokontrol nila itong mapa na ito para malimit din kung paano ba gumalaw sila Macchiato and Jinx. Kasi if you're going to look at the level difference of both junglers, 2 gaps na ang ating mapapansin.
And given the fact when you say map control, nalilimitahan na rin yung ikot dito ni IR33.
Oo
Diba,
nga eh.
yung umpisa, nakita natin yung aggressiveness ng DEITY. Pero nung dumating na sa point na tumataas na yung kills ng Minerva Empress, hindi na masyadong umaalis sa mapa si IR33. Kasi syempre sayang eh. Kung palagi siyang napipick off dito, sayang yung moments sa kaya niyang gawin to actually defend yung mga game, mga team play, which is mangyayari na ulit na yun kasi this is the first lord of the game.
IR33 will just go on to make sure na makakapagbigay siya ng information sa side ng DEITY siya. Cairo with that initiation para at least makarangkada siya at ma-disrupt yung positioning. The Lord, meron arangkada dito and that would be by units will secure it. Rose Meow, my units would go on for the killing sprees na yung mga members ng DEITY ay mapapaatras. Crimson Beacon ay makakarangkada nga lang and that would be a shutdown for Macchiato para makabawi din naman dito si 2U and that is a lot of casualties for the side of DEITY.
For that Lord play, there is two teams. Parang dalawang team yung ginagawa dito ng Minerva Empress. Disrupting on the back lane, which is talagang tinatanggal nila yung opportunity for the side of DEITY to actually get that Lord. At the same time, napapansin natin sa ngayon, again, Minerva Empress talagang kinukuha na nila yung mga objectives na pwedeng kunin ng DEITY dito sa kanilang mapa. Kasi nga, kung mabibigyan pa ng buff ang side ng DEITY, mahirapan ang side ng MINERVA EMPRESS and gusto talaga nilang matapos ang laban nito under 15 minutes kasi nga masakit na rin si Jinx after that.
Oo nga, not only Jinx but Macchiato kasi dito natin
double
yung
marksman.
YSS at Flood na power spike and that's what the
Late
Minerva
game.
Empress is trying to hinder. But when it comes to pushing in terms of the mid lane, kita naman natin how DEITY is trying to slowly take control na hindi nyo basta-basta ito makakuha kasi amin to. Ito yung teritoryo namin.
Very fast-paced yung ikot ng MINERVA EMPRESS kasi gusto talaga nila matapos yung laban under 15 minutes. And kung mapapansin natin, objective after objective, kills after kills yung pinapakita ng MINERVA EMPRESS. And right now, second level turret for the side of DEITY is down. Ngayon, mas malaki na yung mapa pwedeng control ng MINERVA EMPRESS. At the same time, yung mga buffs, nasa kanila na rin.
Only the inhibitor turrets are left for the side of DEITY while MINERVA EMPRESS with that KDA, with that gap sa resource, all we can say is the game is in favor of the Empress. You also have my units with that Sky Piercer, kaya kita mo naman yung level ranking niya na yun. Siya ang unang hero na naka-level 15. Siya din ang napakasakit na damage just because of the Sky Piercer plus the itemization that she was able to build pang-kontra sa mga members ng DEITY. Kaya for the side of DEITY, parang napapa-atras sila. Yes, you have IR33, you have Arensveld being the frontliners, but this gap, it's too much for them.
Sobra. KDA pa lang, 6-1-3, I guess. That was a really big KDA for the side ni Mayonets. And given the fact Macchiato has only 1-1 sa KDA niya. So medyo laki talaga ng gap. At the same time, yung mga objectives sa gold din nasa side ng MINERVA EMPRESS. Ngayon, waiting game kasi 14 seconds mag-up na rin ang second level Lord. So clear mo na minion waves, ubusin lahat ng mga objectives as much as possible, pero pumipwesto na ang MINERVA EMPRESS dito at the backlane naman. DEITY is trying to look into a positioning where they want to get of course this level 2 kasi medyo ma-update na rin tong level 2 Lord natin.
Oo nga, whoever gets the Lord also gets the advantage point that they need. But when it comes to the mid lane, we can see that DEITY is trying to choke down MINERVA EMPRESS with pipasok na Raging Sandstorm, pero napakasakit na nga na damage output coming in from Chikairo. Traction pulse, ikakasa, pero may CC immune naman dito si Arensveld. Si Chikairo may ipit ka pero makakapag-flicker out with Jinx with that blazing duet just to try to zone out the members of MINERVA EMPRESS. Pero makakaback pa naman ang DEITY with those two casualties. Walang napitas sa side ng MINERVA EMPRESS and they can take out this Lord.
Yun na nga. So, ganun yung nakita natin yung mismong activity nila rito. They just wanted to push out DEITY, which is a good strategy for them. Move out muna yung mga makakalaban natin. Pitas muna tayo, then push tayo with the Lord. Kasi if ever ipupush nila yung Lord dito, there's a possibility na pwedeng manakaw yon ni Macchiato along the way. So, para sure na sure, pitas muna tayo sa DEITY and then kill the Lord. And ang ganun na nga nangyari, ang linis nung execution ng MINERVA EMPRESS during the Lord take. And right now, waiting game na sila. So, waiting game sa top lane na ang Lord. Ngayon, clearing na minion waves ang gagawin dito ng both team at nasa defensive side ng DEITY ngayon. Pero, ito na nga, one wrong move from MINERVA EMPRESS, that would be, kasi we're looking into the late game na eh. So, mahapdi na rin yan si Macchiato kasi, at pati si Jinx. Pero let's see, papasok na ang level 2 Lord dito sa top lane.
Lord marching in and successfully getting on the inhibitor turrets of DEITY. Pero IR33 may ipit ka lang doon, pero makatakas pa naman siya sa tricky situation na yun. Heisenberg, ang ginagawa na lang niya, lantern just to clear up, pero may traction tapos coming in from MINERVA EMPRESS. That would be killing spree coming in from Rose Meow. May Torre kapag kasama, may units papasok with that Sky Piercer. Double kill na nga dito si Rose Meow. Ang members ng DEITY ay unting-unti bumabagsak. Ramdam na natin yung damage output coming in from Kimi and the Granger, and Blazing Duet will be casting the bomb by Jinx just to ensure that MINERVA EMPRESS would back down accordingly. But the problem is, you You have minions in the mid lane.
Ayan
Papasok
na.
natin dito si
Wala,
Azazel.
tapusin pa.
That is one member down
Ayun na.
again for DEITY, and it would be a successful pick-off coming in from MINERVA EMPRESS as they take on.
Talagang mainit sila nung una
Oo.
Pasok sila because we have IR33, the Hilda. However, as the game progresses, within that 14-minute mark or almost 15 minutes, hindi na nakapwesto masyado yung side ng DEITY. Ang nangyari dito is nilamon sila ng rotations pati na rin nung mismong mga pick-offs coming from DEITY. And as we've known and noticed, mahirap talaga yung double marksman. It's syempre both are glass cannon heroes, and we can see na parang hindi nag-work. Sayang yung mismong damage output kaso masyadong makunat yung side ng MINERVA EMPRESS. And nakita natin all of the objectives, pati na rin ang mga kills nasa side, and even the gold nasa side ng MINERVA EMPRESS. However, this is just game number 1. Again, we are a best of 3 series dito sa ating laban, and we're looking forward for DEITY to actually parang regroup and think about what heroes they need to pick off and maybe ban at the game number 2. Pero we see that a lot of the aggression during the stage na nakita natin na umaangat na yung side ng MINERVA EMPRESS with their lineups. So I'm looking forward for DEITY to actually regroup on this game number 2 kasi may laban. It's just that na-overpower lang na MINERVA EMPRESS when it comes to the rotations.
Oo
Napansin
nga.
ko yun.
We also saw the potential of DEITY kasi kita naman natin sila yung nakakuha ng first blood with Heisenberg,
Exactly.
utilizing the lantern. And I would also like to comment kung paano umikot si Jinx kasi they also have macro sense kung saan napansin nyo to, I think that was 12 minutes the second lord kung saan si Jinx hindi pa siya sumasama sa team fight but rather she is working sa long lane, and yan naman yung kailangan ng DEITY and that moment. Pero sadyang na-overpower nga sila ng MINERVA EMPRESS, not only because they had a snowball potential with the Sky Piercer sa damage output, but at the same time, ang dami nilang pang set up initiations. Kaya na-choke din yung DEITY doon, and thus they were able to end the game.
Maraming pangharap ang side ng MINERVA EMPRESS. So bago ka muna bumangga to get Tuyu sa backlane. Kasi si Tuyu, sa likod lang siya Walang umaabot sa side ng DEITY to actually get Tuyu to get the damage. Pero kasi yung harap pa lang, given the fact we have the 2 members from the side ng MINERVA EMPRESS to actually deal damage, that is really hard for them. And you said that the setup play is always available, di ba? So ang hirap for them to actually move in and to get some damage. Kaya napinsan natin si RR33, hindi na siya humaharap Hindi na siya rin umiikot, or hindi na siya gumagawa ng play kasi nga at some point ma-pick off lang siya, wala na. Hindi mahirapan na for them to actually have a team fight, and yung 3-man rotation is a really hard gameplay for the side ng DEITY to actually push through. Diba?
Oo nga. Parang they're doing the 3-2 setup. Kumbaga, pressure, kasama mo ang 3 heroes, and at the same time, on the other lane, meron kang 2 heroes na kasama. And hindi din nakakaharap din sila IR33 just because of the Sky Piercers na stack ni units. Kasi first item di units utilizing that Suyo is a Sky Piercer. At dahil nananalo sila sa mga team fight initiation, sa KDA pa lang, we all know the difference, mas lumaki yung damage potential niya at mas sumakit na din siya. Pero right now, let's look at the itemization dito. Ano ba yung notable thing that we can notice from these?
Well, nakita natin yung mismong fast pick off ng side ng Minerva Empress, whereas nakita natin nakakuha na sila ng mga itemization as early on. Suyu with the Sky Piercer, ayan, at the same time yung mga fast pace na mga items to actually get a lot of damage throughout the game. Add na rin natin dito yung KDA na rin ni Tuyo dito, 1-0-11. Wow, look at that, 11 assists during the game. At the same time, ang mismong damages naman ng side ng DEITY ay nasa side na ni Arnsveld. So siya talaga yung humaharap sa ngayon. Pakasama na rin, i-add na rin na natin dito si RR33 na nagiging sponge ng mga damages coming from Minerva Empress. Pero going for the victory talaga, 17-3, talagang talagang nilubog nila rito ang DEITY when it comes to game number 1. Pinakita nila yung mismong strong suit or ng gameplay ng Minerva Empress as the games progress. So tingnan na natin, 15-minute mark, no? Dapat dito nakikita na natin yung mismong laban ng Yisun Shin pati na rin ng Claude. However, hindi na napakita to early kasi nga nakuha ng Minerva Empress yung mismong advantage early on sa matches. So right now, all we have to see is their game number 2 if DEITY would actually be able to get a point out of this match number 1.
And when it comes naman sa overall composition, katulad nga ng sinabi mo, Luna, even though silang dalawa ay naka-double marksman setup, the problem is in every teamfight initiations, Minerva Empress ang nananalo. Kaya titingnan natin sa susunod kung ano nga ba yung pwedeng gawin ng DEITY para ma-recalibrate nila towards game 2. Kasi invasion-wise and early game-wise, all we can say is Minerva Empress was able to take control dahil lang sa ikot nila Azazel kasama si Tuyo, that mid-duo connection to support the side lanes, to support the objective taking. Kaya nahirapan din ang DEITY at sila yung parang nagiging sandbag kumbaga sa mga damage output na meron sila ma-units, Tuyo and Rose Meow.
And looking that setup, no, talagang hirap tibagin yung Suyu, Khalid, pati na rin ng team rotation. Pero malay natin, hindi na mag-iba naman ng mga picks. Panigurado, syempre, kailangan palitan ang mismong strategy as the game progresses. Kasi pag nahuli, medyo mahirap. Pero ito na, pakita naman natin yung mga high little bit, for them mahirap for the side ng DEITY to move in. Pero yun nga, we have still game number 2 to see if ever DEITY would actually be, talaga, siguro, na-warm up na ata sila. Kasi diba, syempre, may mga teams na nawa-warm up muna, or parang nafe-feel kahit natalo sila, pero habang tumatagal, diba, umiinit yung laban, or yung mismong kamay nila when it comes to the game or their place for the tournament. So, excited for us to see if ever DEITY would actually get a point here sa game number 2. And papasok ba tayo ng game number 3? Kasi best of 3, di ba?
Yes, best of 3 tayo. Pero yung pinopoint out nga natin earlier on, Luna, is sa group stage, every win matters.
Exactly.
Kaya for the side of Minerva Empress, kumbaga, this is one step closer towards garnering 3 points. Kasi kapag
Pag na-sweep sila, di ba?
Kapag na-sweep nila ito, 3 points yung makukuha nila. Pero kapag nakabawi yung DEITY, which is 2-1, yung possible na magiging scoring natin, maximum of 2 points na lang yung makukuha nila.
Yeah, 2 points. So, let's see if that will happen. Pero habang nagpre-prepare yung mga teams natin, don't forget to follow and of course to share this live stream and supportan natin yung mga teams dito sa Athena Cup kasi talagang yun nga 'di ba kasi since March is Women's Month.
Yes.
Ayan. So in-extend na rin natin yan dito itong April. So talagang gusto natin i-share yung happiness natin para sa mga kababaihan pati na rin sa mga fans ng mga teams natin na to. Kasi 'di ba March nag-open tayo ng registration.
Yes.
And we wanted a lot of teams. And nakita naman natin during those times, ayan to na, diba, nakita natin yung mismong movement ng tournament. So, nandito na tayo sa group stage. So, sa open qualies, marami na naglaban-laban dyan.
Oo.
Alam kong umini talaga yung kamay ng mga teams natin. And right now, eto, Minerva, EMPRESS ang mismong first pick. And ito na yung natin. Yan, ito.
Mapa, expanding
rivers naman.
Yun.
Yes.
Para maiba naman, no?
Oo, nakakapagod kasi kung palaging broken one.
Oo, diba? Yun na lang for 3 games. Ibahin naman
Ibahin
natin.
namin. Yeah.
Oo.
Every game mayroong iba-iba yung mapa.
Oo, diba? Para at least ma-explore natin yung possibilities. At malay
Expanding
mo,
rivers.
dito din makapag-adjust at baka ito din yung strength
Yes.
ng DEITY when it comes to garnering. Kasi for expanding rivers, sa mga bagong viewers natin dyan, this is additional movement speed towards the land of Dawn. So that means dito nag-shine din yung mga utility heroes,
Yes,
yung
utility.
mga low mobility kung saan na wala sila wings by wings ni Forza, mabagal sila maglakad.
Yeah.
Eto, papapinisin
Oo,
namin kayo.
Oo, so fast-paced play ang mangyayari kasi mas mabilis nga yung movement speed around the river. Pero ito na, let's go to the drafting stage kasi papasok na tayo sa game number 2 dito sa match number 1 natin. So, naka 1 point na ang Minerva Empress. And we're looking forward for DEITY to actually get their points. And syempre, this is day number 1 of the group stage. Gusto natin agad mag-game number 3.
Yun!
Yun talaga tayo eh. So,
Oo.
aabot ba tayo ng game number 3? Let's see if makakabawi dito ang DEITY. Eto na, nandito na. Nag-ban na rin ng Yuzong ang side ng Minerva Empress.
So, parang we're going to see the same bannings like Game 1 kung saan nalilimit yung mga EXP and a possible gold lane. Kasi kanina, na-ban out sila Moscow, Kari, ayan. Yan yung mga ayaw nilang makita. But maybe, just maybe, for Game 2 ay ibahin yung banning just solely because of what we have witnessed nung
Baka
Game 1.
baka Suyu maban din. Who knows?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Who knows?
Oh yeah. So same Marcel being banned as well. Tingnan naman natin if Minerva Empress would actually ban either the Moscow or the Kari. Kasi kanina Kari binana nila. So tingnan naman natin. Yun,
ito.
ang rock.
Okay.
Ban ang rock.
It feels, kasi first pick din naman pala ang Minerva
Yes.
Empress. So, baka magkaroon tayo ng switch when it comes to the banning. And kung ano man yung ma-open, it's a trade na lang, kumbaga. Kasi there
Hindi
would
ka naman
be...
pwede makapag-ban ng marami.
Oo,
di
diba? 6 heroes lang in total yung pwede mong iban. So, ang pipiliin mo na lang is kung anong lason ang gusto mong makita at kung ano yung kaya mong i-withstand sa mapa.
Exactly. ano bang mga heroes yung kaya mong labanan during the match. So, yun na lang yung magiging play dyan. So, right now, same rin, Kari,
Yes.
Moscow, banned na rin as well. So, almost the same heroes yung nababan early on. So, last ban as we move on to the picking stage. So, ngayon, let's see if what would be the next ban ng DEITY.
It's either...
Expiling ba to?
Oo nga eh.
Baka
Kasi kung hindi nila
magbaban ba sila?
binan yung Zushin, kukunin agad ito ng Minerva Empress. But the question is, are they willing to let go of a Zushin? If they would ban another hero such as yung nakita natin, the Suyo,
Yes,
nahirapan sila doon.
Yeah, para mabasag nila yung mismong
Oo, diba?
try rotation nung side ng Minerva. Kasi I'm sure they're gonna do it again if napansin nila, di sila
Yeah.
nagbaba na.
Oo.
Bakit kailangan sige gawin natin, Zushin?
Ayun, Zushin. Sabi nila, better to be safe than sorry.
Yes.
Let's ban it out. But yung nakikita ko nga dito is hindi pinapansin talaga yung Freya. Kaya sabi ko, okay, hindi na pala meta si Freya sa ating laban. Pero a possible first pick for Minerva Empress can be the Claude Valentina. Para at least kung magsora man yung deity, may Valentina na silang pang-copy for that
Well,
skills.
if that's the case, then we are looking forward for DEITY to actually up their gameplay dito sa game number 2. Ano ang ipipick ni Shagairo? Shagairo, what would be your hero?
Ayun, Freya! Ayun! Thank you!
Sabi lang.
Salamat sa pag-notice sa akin, sabi ni Freya.
Sabi. Sige na nga, pagbigyan na natin si Gretchen. Kanina pati.
So, kanina ka mag-Gretchen na.
eh.
Oh, eto, Freya pick para sa'yo. Yun.
Parang sumaya ka naman ngayong araw. Day number 1 ng group
Oo,
stage.
eh.
Sige, bigay na namin sa'yo.
Ayun.
Pero sabi ng DEITY, kung may Freya kayo, sabi nila yung Suyo.
Oo, diba?
Malakas pala to eh.
Still lang.
Still lang, sabi na to. Mamaya makikita nyo, this is how we sue you.
Oh, yun.
Ganun. Yes.
Tama.
Day number 1, kailangan may hype tayo.
Tama!
Day number 1, ito na yun.
Yun.
Ayan.
Kasi
Pero,
kung hindi nila kinuha yung Suyo dito, then Minerva
Sila,
Empress
yes.
would get it. Pero yung na-ban out kanina na Eve, isa-secure na agad ng deity para at least sa second phase ay safe na sila when it comes to those situations.
well, given the drafts ngayon ng DEITY, parang medyo medyo talaga game face on na yung side ng DEITY. And we see an AOE hero which is the Eve. Mahirap na sa ngayon na humabol, lalong-lalo na with the Freya, to actually jump into the game. Kasi mahirap mayroong Eve na panigurado kasama na yan sa mga team fights later on. Pero sabi nila, sige, fine.
Yun.
Yan. Sige, fine. May ganyan kayo. Meron kaming in-out which is the Harley from the
Yes.
side ng Minerva Empress. Which is nice, 'di ba? Kasi kung may mga heroes na humaharap, meron naman mga heroes na kayang mag-in-out which is the ito Harley and pati na rin itong Kimi. Ganun, may mga panakas.
Oo.
Ika nga, sabi nila.
And I like the Kimi pick kasi if they're leaning towards the Freya gold lane, secured na ang isang marksman on their side. So, bale, ito yung plan B ng Minerva Empress when it comes to the damage output just in case umabot tayo sa late game. Pero the first 3 picks of Minerva Empress is solely focused in terms of getting early game control. So, yan yung ifo-focus natin at yan din naman yung kailangan gawin ng Minerva Empress lalo't-lalo na ang daming threats ng deity with that Eva, with that Suyo. So, let's see. Kasi for the third pick of deity, I feel like they would go in for a Khalid if they want that additional setup
Yeah.
or a possible glue nga Pero Phobius Dance yung next kong sasabihin, saktong-sakto. Kasi para humabol sa Freya, humabol sa Hardy.
Yes, yung mga heroes na nagda-dash in and dash out. So maganda yan with their picks and additional tankiness for the side of DEITY as well. Since I'm seeing that they're trying to push in yung mismong play na maraming haharap or to actually be tanky during team fights. Pero ito na, second phase of the ban. So ang kulang na lang sa side ng Minerva Empress is their jungler and their XP laner. While for the side naman ng DEITY, ang kulang nila is their gold laner and their roamer, possible roamer.
Yep.
Ayan. So tignan naman natin kung ano yung ibaban. So CC is banned for the gold, panigurado, gold lane or XP lane.
Yeah, it's
Tingnan
either
naman,
of the two.
Either of the two. So, dito naman, panigurado, gold lane ang ibaba nila. So, maybe they will remove the Claude.
Yeah, pwede.
Posible, pwedeng ipitin yung Claude dito. para mawala yung gold lane sa side ng DEITY.
Actually, for the side of DEITY, nagulat nga ako na binanout nila yung CC din kasi
Kailangan nila eh.
kasi pwede kasing DEITY would go for CC gold lane pang tapat lang sa
Yeah.
isang Freya. Pero mukhang iba yung plano na gustong gawin ng DEITY, lalo
Baka gusto
na
na pure marksman. Baka gusto nila ng pure
baka
marksman.
pure marksman na kayang
i-ranger nila
sumabay.
rito.
Pwede. And for their last ban, they can actually limit an example, Kali, the Hilda. Kasi alam naman natin, expanding rivers, so most likely they would go for those heroes na kayang-kayang, kahit low mobility, pwede pa rin umarangkada. Pero yung pinag-uusapan natin earlier on, the Alice, tatanggalin na nila sa side ng MINERVA Empress.
So, removing Alice for the XP lane. So, limited na for MINERVA to get XP laner. So, kanina nakakita tayo ng bans na hindi binan ngayon. So, baka kunin dito ng dalawang team. So, gold lane. Baka ano sila dito ng marksman? Posible. Or, pwedeng kumuha sila ng hybrid hero, 'di ba?
Kasi, actually, mas gusto ko for the side of DEITY na huli nila yung marksman para makasigurado lang sila that this Freya would literally go in sa gold lane. Kasi, tandaan mo, pwede pa din yan iliko sa EXP.
Exactly.
Na-witness na natin ito yesterday sa MPL.
Oo, maraming
Diba?
maraming nagsiswitch kasi gusto nilang depende kasi yan sa magiging sa magiging picks ng laban.
Pero Obsidia, kayang-kaya din tumapat naman sa isang Freya. Pero the problem with the Obsidia is you're going to have to wait for a long time para magkapag-ipon siya ng mga bone shards at para maramdaman natin yung damage output. That's the tricky part about DEITY. In contrast sa MINERVA Empress, their first 3 picks pa lang, alam mo, kailangan nilang
Online
early
agad.
game.
Oo, early game. Online na agad sila. So, hindi na medyo mahirap for them to actually deal damage at the same time go in for team fights. Team fight ready, parang gano'n.
Yes.
Pero Obsidia, as you mentioned, talaga mahirap for her to actually go in agad if hindi pa ups yung mga items for her to actually deal damage. Pero ito na, X-Borg. Damage siya.
Okay. Para at least pwede silang makarangkada when it comes to that last insanity to
Yes,
zone out the
exactly.
members of DEITY. And they like the Kimi Hylos combination kasi you have the glorious pathway to have that mobility then and to slow down the members of DEITY. Lalo na kung
Fast-paced rotation sa pansin mo, yung mga
fast-paced talaga.
yung mga yung mga movement speed ng mga heroes na to sobrang taas. So yung mobility nila mas mabilis.
Yes.
Yeah, so there is add mo pa si Hylos ay kabayo. So
mabilis
makes
yan
sense, right?
Katulad nga ng
horsepower.
Prof B, kumakandirit. Ayan, alam ko na po yung word na Filipino. Kumakandirit ang kabayo. Ayan.
Siyempre si Prof B, maraming alam yan sa words.
Kaya Professor B.
Oo. Kaya nga, professor.
Shoutout sa'yo. Ayan.
Ayan sila bukas,
Oo,
no?
tama.
So,
And of course, the last pick, rowing back siya. So, okay, a lot is expected sa side ng DEITY kasi kung makikita mo conditional yung magiging initiation sila. And in contrast sa MINERVA Empress, you already have the traction pole so to have that crowd control. So I would say drafting wise, may kalamangan yung MINERVA Empress, and for the side of DEITY, it would be tricky for them to meet up the standards that is expected of them.
well, when you say conditional, a lot of these heroes bago sila makapag-online, they need to wait for a certain moment to meet those conditions. And here are the picks right now for both of the teams. MINERVA Empress on the blue side, while DEITY on the red side. Given the team composition for these teams, their drafts, they're really we're looking for a fast-paced game. Add pa natin yung expanding rivers na mapa. So we are looking forward for a lot of rotations here and there, which is for me in my end, I can see na parang ito, Minerva Empress would actually take advantage of this
Oo nga.
as much as possible.
Tama. Tsaka nakita ko sa comment section, shoutout kay Boss D, sabi niya, may mga bebe doff daw yung Minerva Empress.
Kaya pala?
Kaya pala ganyan.
Di number one pa lang.
Ayun, grabe. Unang panalo, ganyan na dahil
Oo,
sa
ganyan
mga
na agad.
bebe. Grabe. Pero ayun, jokes aside, speaking of the
Correct.
composition, it would be really tricky for DEITY to go for those initiations, not unless magkamali ang Minerva Empress kung ano man yung meron sila sa composition nila.
Well, kung makikita naman natin yung mismong rotations dito ng Minerva Empress, very conservative pa rin as we move into the game. So nakita natin na working in for this pause early on. Well, pause na muna.
Oo, ayan. Kasi mainit-init agad yung laban, kaya chill muna yung ating mga
Few
kupanana.
seconds pa lang Natuyo na nga ako
Ay!
Kala ko kasi ito na, papasok na tayo doon sa mga bakbakan. Pero as in few seconds pa lang ng laban, we can see how aggressive
Yeah.
na naman ng DEITY.
And when it comes to the aggression, they really have to capitalize on that. Knowing Minerva Empress, their composition focuses on early game, they have to limit it as early as possible kasi kung hindi, magsisnowball na naman yung Minerva Empress. Kaya DEITY is already taking action. They want to ensure na hindi mangyayari yung possibility na yon para hindi din mangyari yung scary moment na yon.
Exactly. Pero ito na, tapos na daw yung pause. Balik na tayo sa bakbakan. Ito na ang game number 2 for this match number 1. So
Oo.
Minerva Empress getting 1 point into this game. And DEITY, nakita na naman natin na pumapasok na sila sa laban, whereas they're more aggressive than kanina. So right now, Gretchen, what do you think? Since early pa lang to, wala pang masyadong mga nangyayari. Pero the pause probably is the internet, no?
Oo.
Posible.
Oo nga, and that's what we have to be careful about because if they don't, medyo arangkada na dito yung Minerva Empress kung ano man yung plano nila. And for the upcoming turtle, kita naman natin DEITY is also aggressive sa picture agad na ito. And when it comes to it, pero ang unang target nila ay R33
Napaiwas.
will papaikot-ikot na ang Azazel will actually go for the security. Pero DEITY will start on the turtle. Minerva Empress, medyo naman na kapasok ng Hero Xiao. And when it comes to the turtle, ang Henry usually Makiano ang unang makaranggan nila. First blood, the viewer manifestation kapag kasama ni Hydrant Bird to take down the member of Minerva Empress. And that is a triple kill! Making the maniac if this one goes in. Pero si Hyro ay hindi mapapaandaman na lang dito. May flicker in pa para makaarangkada. And that is the lot of catch for Minerva Empress.
Apat agad ang napatas sa side ng Minerva Empress. And that is what we see right now. Yung mismong composition ng naging advantage na nila. Oo, yun pala yung recipe na kailangan nila.
Oo, naghanda sila ng mga ingredients para matupad ang recipes na yun. And ngayon, ang ginagawa na nila, kumakain na lang sila sa sobrang sarap na nila.
3 minutes mark, sabi nga natin, apat na agad ang pitas. So talagang nag-enjoy na ngayon ng nakita natin yung composition pero hindi pa tapos ang laban kasi nakikita natin na umaangat na rin dito.
Oh no, Minerva Empress, they're taking out the revenge versus Azazel ang maging casualty sa teamfight initiation na yon. And that is another level down. DEITY capitalizing on this early game control.
Yun na nga, nakita natin yung mga bagsak ng silver ng mga pumasok doon kasi may ipit ka nga tapos madadamage ka pa. Well, that is the recipe for the Sabbath. Palagi silang pumapasok. So right now, good pa rin naman yung mismo movement dito ng DEITY. Naging naunahan na nila ang Minerva Empress. So, lumakas na ang loob nila.
Empress sa kanila, no? Oo, diba? Kung ginawa nyo nung game 1, ito din gagawin namin ng game 2. Oo, pero may tumatalon ka lang with that infernal pursuit. The members of DEITY is slowly crumbling down with Minerva Empress. They have no choice but to retreat. Pero sa mga units sa magiging casualty there, DEITY can get another turtle safely.
Second turtle of the game and still no kills from the side of Minerva Empress. We can see right now DEITY giving the poison na pinakita kanina ng Minerva Empress. Pumapasok na naman sila dito sa side ng Minerva Empress, getting all of the objectives, and right now leaving Minerva Empress parang ano na sila, kulang na sila dun sa mga sustansya na kailangan nila. Ika nga, for me, when it comes to the buffs, these are the vitamins para naman medyo mag-buff up yung side ng Minerva Empress. Pero ngayon, gutom sila eh.
Oo.
Kinukuha lahat ng DEITY yung mga kailangan para naman makalaban at makapasok dito yung Minerva Empress. Pero 5 minutes into the game, still early pa naman. I think Minerva Empress can have their play later on, pero mga objectives hindi nila nakukuha.
Oo nga, and that's what Minerva Empress has to be careful about. Knowing that DEITY and with that Sky Piercer, Macchiato, so starting 4 kills onwards, makakapag-stack up itong Suyo na to, and that's what's detrimental on their side.
Pero ito na second phase of the game kasi we're looking forward. Papasok na rin sa 7 minutes yung mismong turtle take. Try dito ng DEITY to actually get the middle turret kasi na-push sila doon sa top eh. So kailangan naman nila dito kumuha ng objectives. Let's see if that would happen right now, pero mukhang nagkakaroon na ng konting gulo dito sa top, pero out na muna ang side ng DEITY.
Gusto ko yung ginagawa ng DEITY. We know Minerva Empress, in paper, they should have control. But DEITY is limiting their movements. They're choking out resources of Minerva Empress. Kaya right now, what we're witnessing is DEITY flourishing in this game. Although yung power spike nila, Jinx, Macchiato, karamdam na natin agad-agad in just a span of 7 minutes. Pero dito, sa mid lane, they would put pressure to it. Minerva Empress will have no choice but whack it down. Traction pulse will be casted upon. Pero may infernal assert ka pa coming in from Aaron's Veld. Pero mapapa-flicker out naman siya just because maramdaman mo si Tuyu. But because of that, Macchiato, snipe shot, mahuli niya doon si Tuyu. And that is detrimental for the side of Minerva Empress.
Pero dito sa Millionets, no, gumagawa siya ng sarili niyang kwento, which is clearing up the turrets. So, sige, kills kayo. Dito naman ako sa top. Focus ako sa mga turrets na pwede namin kunin. And kahit na ganun yung nangyayari, objective-wise, try ng Minerva Empress na makabawi. Kasi right now, wala eh. Overpowered talaga sila when it comes to the rotations. Minsan nga, 5. Nakita natin, diba, doon sa push sa middle lane, 5 agad sa side ng DEITY ang umaharap. So, nahirapan na rin yung side ng Minerva Empress kasi parang ang lambot ni Azazel during the team fight. So, kailangan nila ditong maging focused kung alin yung mga team fights na kailangan nila. Kasi ang nangyayari, kompleto. As in, buong team ng DEITY yung nagpo-push, buong team rin ng DEITY yung nagro-rotate. So, si Millionets, ang ginagawa niya dito is to get objectives, to push kasi kaya naman niya mag-in and out during the game. So, right now, medyo nag-slow down yung pace kasi kukuha panigurado ng Lord. Inaantayin dito ng DEITY yung pag-up ng Lord, which is in 20 seconds.
Minerva Empress is also being careful about being taken out sa mga upcoming teamfight initiations, knowing they're at a disadvantage and DEITY also has control. They need to do something to change the tempo. DEITY kasi nakaposisyon na agad sa Lord. They have that advantage point, pero ang si Mayunits ay umarangkada na lang sa top lane. Mas spot on naman dito siya ni IR33 just to limit the movements. But Minerva Empress understands na they have to sacrifice something if they want to withstand yung mga upcoming team fights.
Yes, they need to become careful when it comes to the pick-offs kasi you've said nga as the game progresses, magiging mahirap for them to come back into the game kasi patagal na yung laban, mas matagal yung death timer. So mas importante for the side of Minerva Empress to be present at the moment, especially when it comes to team fights like this. Magkakaroon na ng Lord, mag-up na rin, actually nag-up na. So kailangan nilang kompleto sila during team fights kasi babawasan man lang sila, ang hirap for them to actually contest kung ano man yung aggression ng kalaban.
Oh
nila.
no,
Pero
interaction! Balls will be casted upon by Tsuyu. Makakapag-survive naman dito si IR33. Pero may last insanity coming in for Shakairo, and that is one member down for the side of DEITY. Pero sa bandang itaas, gumagawa din si Macchiato ng kanyang trabaho just to slowly make sure that Minerva Empress will stay at their base.
Sabi nga ng DEITY, kahit na conditional yung mga heroes namin, and this is the condition, we're okay with it, and we can actually show you guys ganito yung performance namin with this lineup. With the Lord being up pa rin naman, up at the second, mukhang pinupush through ng DEITY yung dalawang lanes, which is the middle and yung bottom. Pero sira na yung bottom lane.
Oh no! Shakairo will get on that double kill coming in from DEITY. Two members are down on their side. Rose Meow habol, but she won't take that risk because she knows if she overextends, then baka doon pa maging delikado yung situation ng Minerva Empress.
So they pulled down their aggression. They waited for DEITY to actually give their aggression, and then they pick off the important people in their team, which is nice. Ngayon nakita natin yung gameplay ng Minerva Empress, which is nice din kasi sa ngayon they are at the disadvantage, pero magiging advantage for them if they try to pull down muna. Wait lang tayo. Tingnan natin kung anong gagawin ng DEITY, tapos i-pick off natin yung mga malalambot sa side ng DEITY. And right now, nag-work yan for their side. And ngayon nakikita natin na medyo nag-extend na sila, di ba?
Oh no, Minerva Empress maipit nga lang dito. Mas spot on sila ni DEITY, pero makatakas pa naman din dito si Rose Meow. Along with Mayunits na gumagawa ng play dahil hinahabol siya ng DEITY. Maipit nga lang dito, but then the hunt is a success for DEITY as they were able to take down the jungler pa at na 8 seconds remaining for the Lord to be respond. Maipit dito si Azazel, pero ayun na nga ang isa pang casualty for Minerva Empress.
Imagine tatlong miyembro from the side of DEITY to actually push and get that Lord. And hindi na nakapwesto doon si Azazel. Ang hirap for him kasi, or for her, kasi 4 na members coming from DEITY yung nakabantay doon sa Lord Bush. So right now, waiting game na naman ang side ng Minerva Empress. Wait na lang nila yung pag-move ng DEITY into their base. Pero, ayan, that is 12-minute mark. Lapit na tayo sa late game. Waiting game na naman. Sabi ko nga dito for Minerva Empress kasi they cannot katulad ng ginawa nila, medyo naging comfortable sila eh. 'Di ba? Nag-extend sila to such extent pero kulang pa yung damages, hindi pa nila kaya makapag-pick off ng members ng DEITY at their certain case ngayon.
Oo nga, and if we're also going to look at the itemization of Macchiato, kompleto na nga siya. Glorious Pathway will be casted upon Last Insanity to zone out the members of DEITY, pero may real world manipulation ka pa just to make sure Minerva Empress will crumble down. Baka kabawi din naman si Tuyo dito with that 2 kills sa side ng DEITY, and that is a 1-2 trade. Hindi pa tapos dahil may mga minion waves ka pa, pero DEITY has decided to back things off just to be safe than sorry.
Well, ganun na ngayon nakikita natin. Wait lang tayo dito, sabi ng Minerva Empress. We just wait for the right moment. Kasi magpupush yan eh. Pero medyo detrimental yan sa side ng Minerva Empress. Bakit? Kasi nawawala na yung mga mga tore nila. And kapag nauubusan sila ng tore, wala silang extra defense kapag pumasok dito ang DEITY. So, they need to act fast as much as possible in order for them to win this game. Pero mukhang DEITY is actually getting a grasp on the win for this game number 2.
And that's what they have to
Kailangan.
maintain.
Yes.
Kasi kung nakuha ulit ito ng MINERVA Empress, knowing na may contingency plan pa sila with Tuyo being a Kimi, a marksman, then mararamdaman na natin yung sakit ng isang Kimi when it comes to those basic attacks and of course the traction pulse being the setup. And the contrast sa side ng DEITY, si Macchiato kasi naka-sky piercer siya with that plus 2 kills na wala pang deaths. MINERVA Empress has to hunt her down to make sure na malilimit yung kanyang mga movements. And just look at the gold. She is level 15 in the span of 11-12 minutes. Siya din yung may pinakamataas. Siya yung pinakamayaman kumbaga sa Land of Dawn.
Grabe. Siya pa, no? Na hindi siya yung gold laner, pero siya pa yung nakakuha ng highest gold in this game. And right now, I'm waiting for Rose Meow to get the initiation. Pero ang hirap kasi mag-initiate dito sa laban na to.
Uy.
Kasi imagine 4 or 5 members ng side ng DEITY yung magkakasama sa rotation. So how would you do a pick-off? So medyo malalim dito si Tuyo, pero dahil nga dyan na the second level lord is up and about. So wait na lang natin kung mukhang hindi na papasok dito ang side ng MINERVA Empress. Safer side, kailangan mo na lang mag-back down kasi nga papasok na rin yung Lord in a while. So ito na naman yung certain waiting game for the side of MINERVA Empress. Again, they're waiting for the right moment na may lumalim dyan sa side ng DEITY later on.
Oo, kasi isang pagkakamali lang, pwede itong ma-punish. And the MINERVA Empress, all they need to focus right now is to defend their base as much as they can. Knowing the damage output, the minion flow is in accordance with DEITY. Shakairo, try niyang iarangkada itong mid lane na ito, but then Jinx will be able to destroy it accordingly. The members of DEITY is slowly enclosing in, and you can already feel the internal pursuit and real world manipulation to somehow make the MINERVA Empress back down. But DEITY, nakafocus sa base, pero yung last insanity ni Shakairo would be the game changer. DEITY, mawawalan na naman sila ni si Jinx. Pero si Aransvelt, medyo maiipit nga lang dito with that infernal pursuit. Pero si Mayunis ay bumabawi sa kanyang deadly magic. And 3 members are down for the side of DEITY while MINERVA Empress was able to defend successfully.
Yun yung sinasabi natin, yung mismong trap, base trap. Kasi pag nasa base ka, yun yung mismong late lang ng positioning for DEITY doon. Mas malaki yung opportunity for the side of MINERVA Empress to pick off kasi nasa base nga eh. So right now, ang nakita natin, pinocus ni Rose Meow dito yung Eve. Yan. So actually kaya nga umuwi agad-agad dito si Eve kasi pa-low na yung health niya. Umalis na rin dito si Macchiato. So to make sure na hindi siya mapipick off kasi later on kailangan siya when it comes to the lord tick. So ngayon nakapag-push ang MINERVA Empress. Ang ganda nung last insanity doon ni Shakairo. So naging naging useful yon during the team fights kasi palo ng health yung mga members ng DEITY. And patuloy pa rin ang pag-push nila, 'di ba? And Aransvelt, imagine 3 against 1. Grabe yung napaka-taas ng sustain ni Aransvelt doon. However, wala talaga manalo sa tatlo. So naging useful yung mismong waiting game ng MINERVA Empress dito. And right now, nakita na rin na nakasira na sila ng middle turret which is really nice. Mukhang ang sakit na nila.
Munti ka na dun si Macchiato. Pero maganda yung ginagawa ng MINERVA Empress in terms of doing an ambush pick-off gameplay. Especially targeting Macchiato because they know that Macchiato will be the game changer sa pagkuha ng Lord. In terms of position-wise, kita naman natin DEITY will try to get control as much as they can, targeting Shakairo in the top lane. But we all know an X-War can actually counter out the back siya innately. Nandiyan na nga yung mga members ng DEITY na umaarangkada nga lang din, pero traction pulse, last insanity, just to make sure DEITY will back down accordingly. pero si Azazel pumapasok sa backline. Nandiyan na nga din si Rose Meow nakaabang. Pumasok na nga siya, pero si Macchiato naka-godlike na nga din. Pumapasok pa rin yung mga members of MINERVA EMPRESS just to make sure the deity will crumble down accordingly. You have the Infernal Pursuit, but double kill na nga dito si Macchiato. That is a plus. Sky Piercer. Hinahabol na nga din ng deity yung mga members of MINERVA EMPRESS. But just then, you have Jinx to the rescue when it comes to dealing enough damage as much as you can. Only one member is down. Make it a wipeout for MINERVA EMPRESS. They have the minions here. Deity can finish it off, and they will be able to equalize this game and force a game 3.
Syempre, day 1 ng group stage, kailangan game number 3 agad.
Oo, diba?
Yun ang sinabi natin eh. Sabi, di lang anghel.
Oo, diba? Ito yung wish granted mo.
Yes, because it's day number 1.
Ayan.
So, kailangan talaga ibigay natin yung best. And ngayon parang pang finals na yung laban, di ba? Ramdam niyo ba yun?
Di
So,
ba?
ramdam namin dito eh. Gigil na gigil nga si play-by-play. Di ba? Pero pakita naman natin yung mga emblems and item build ng dalawang teams natin. And that is, eto na.
Kita naman natin when it comes to MINERVA EMPRESS, nag-reach na tayo sa game equilibrium. Kung ito yung literal na transition na regardless kung sino ang nakakuha ng early or mid-game control, it wouldn't matter because the late game decisions, teamfight initiations, yung magre-reflect kung ano yung magiging resulta ng laban. For the side of DEITY, what I like to comment is even though conditional yung lineup nila with that setups, with all of the things that is happening, they were able to make things work out just because they were able to limit the MINERVA EMPRESS control. Alam nila kung paano din sagutin yung mga situations such as the Harley and the King.
Well, one thing for sure, I would like also to commend MINERVA EMPRESS, given the fact that they were at a pinch during the late game. However, they were able to push through during the second Lord take and that the Lord fight. So at that moment, naging good for them to actually be more confident to push in. Kaya nakasilap pa sila ng middle turret for the side ng 90. However, as game progress, nakita natin yung gap from the side during the team fight. So talaga mahirap sa kanila yung team fight. So mas early on with the current composition ng MINERVA EMPRESS, parang mas maganda sa kanila yung mga pick-ups ng early mo, 1 to 2 heroes from DEITY to pick off. So napansin natin na yun, at the same time nakita natin talaga yung mismong bounce back nila ng DEITY. So given the fact na maganda yung naging performance ng MINERVA EMPRESS ng game number 1, binalik naman ng DEITY. Diba? Game number 2, talagang nakita nila na they're talagang tough contender here sa tournament. And again, this emblem and item build is brought to you by Richmond Shop. Ayan, Richmond Shop, the official top up platform partner of the Athena Cup. Top up your MLB diamonds quickly and safely. And of course, hassle-free. Visit them at richmondshop.com.
Ayan. And of course, when we talk about the rich man, kita naman natin na si Macchiato talagang nag-shine bright like a diamond in game number 2. Supposedly, what we're expecting from Rose Meow sa side ng MINERVA EMPRESS is kaya niyang pumalag sa early game kasi yan naman yung ideology behind the fighter gold. Lalo-lalo na expanding rivers din tayo, so kaya niyang sumama sa objective. But the problem is, DEITY, na-limit agad nila kung paano gumalaw yung MINERVA EMPRESS. Hindi nakaposition agad yung kanilang side. That's why DEITY capitalized on that factor para unti-unti din mag-widen yung gap.
Well, when it comes to the rotations and of course the movements, so naging useful naman yun for MINERVA EMPRESS, pero mas na-counter naman ng DEITY yung mismong movements, yung mismong mobility ng side ng MINERVA, where they use their current composition with full views, Suyu at the front, at isipin natin pati na rin sa back, napakakunat ng back as a roamer. Add pa natin yung real world manipulation. Nagiging useful yun when it comes to team fights kasi napipigilan ng real world manipulation yung mga in and outs ni Harley, i-add na rin natin sa yung So, naging useful at some point. At sa ngayon, nakita naman, naging ano na yun, naging nakikita natin ngayon sa screen na 16-8. Grabe no, naging ang tagal bago nagka-points ang side ng Minerva Empress. So talagang pinalaki nila yung gap. So right now, here's the MVP of the game. No other than...
Macchiato!
Yun.
Kasi ang ganda din ng farming capabilities
Exactly.
niya early game pa lang. Siya ang nag-funnel down sa kanya yung mga kills, kaya lumaki din yung kanyang damage output. Siya din yung unang hero na naka-level 15 in just a span of 12 minutes if I'm not mistaken, no? Kaya that also translates as to how they were able to take on that early game control na hindi na nakabawi doon yung Minerva Empress.
Look at the KD, 905. Kanina nung mga team fight na, nung kala natin matatapos na, second level lord. Ako, kita niya, low health ako, hindi pwedeng madungisan. Yung KD ko, I think kailangan uwi. Pero yan na nga, ang ganda nung kanyang performance dito. And yes, game number 3.
Yes.
We are looking forward for this kasi kaya nga pinag-usapan natin di ba? Why not having a game number 3 at game number 1? Sharing yung mismong mga skills ng mga players natin. Talagang napakagaling at napakalakas nila.
Oo, diba?
Grabe! Pinakita na natin parang pang-finals na yung
Oo,
laban.
diba? Parang unang game pa pala ito. Akala ko grand finals na eh.
Game number 1 pa lang!
Oo, game 1 pa lang.
Ganito na
Unang
agad.
araw, diba? Unang araw, unang game. Ganito na yung mga expect natin. So, what more can we expect for the upcoming matches? So, make sure magsistay tuned lang kayo dito sa Athena Cup dahil meron pa tayong second match for today and for the other days din. Kaya, dapat mag-comment down below lang kayo, share the live stream to spread the love, and make sure din na supportahan natin yung mga female players natin kasi ito yung time nilang to shine. And that's why we have to keep on going on that momentum para mas sumikat din yung mga players.
Yes. And as we move in game number 3, dako,
Wow.
ano kaya? So, baka bansu. Baka, kasi nagsuyo na ang Minerva Empress, nagsuyo na yung DEITY. So, baka
Oo.
naman ngayon, ibaba na nila. Baka
Oo.
naman. So,
Baka
let's
naman.
see. Let's see, para naman maiba naman yung mismong draft ng mga teams natin. Kasi nag-iba naman. However, may mga similarities lang silang kinuha para for them to win. Pero I think there is more to it. Baka naman makakita tayo ng ibang unorthodox heroes. Baka maglabas sila ng iba dyan, ng Layla. Why not?
Layla pa naman yung sa Athena
Yes.
Cup.
Marksman din naman yun, diba?
Oo, diba?
Mag-Mia.
Ayun.
Who knows? Diba?
Yun, no?
Diba? Early on of the game, hindi ka na agad.
Okay.
Pero, who knows? Kasi we are, lalo na kapag pag nagano tayo, 5 games tayo, panigurado
Uy.
stretch talaga.
Buti
Yung
best of
mismong-
3 lang tayo.
Oo, best of 3. So, stretch talaga yung mismong creativity mo as a player and as a team, kung gaano pa kayo ka-comfortable sa ibang heroes.
Yes.
And 120 heroes, lahat yan open.
Mm.
It's just, hindi lang naman meta heroes yung kailangan. Kasi meta heroes ang pinaghahandaan. Pero kung hindi sila, kung nagpa-practice kayo ng ibang heroes, which makes it a more tricky for your opponent to think about how can we counter this. Diba?
Yes.
Especially, nag-iiba every time may mga updates, nag-iiba. So, there is a lot of room for a winning condition.
Kumbaga kung nag-review ka sa exam pero yung ni-review mo hindi
Hindi pala
lumabas sa
lumabas.
exam,
Oh,
parang ay, ano nangyayari? At yun yung unorthodox picks na tinutukoy natin, no? And what I'm also excited to see is kung hindi man ma-open yung Suyo kasi by the way, kaya pa natin i-mat kasi 100% win rate itong Suyo sa Athena Cup Season 2. Yung hindi pa natin nakikita is a Guinevere core. So, yan yung abangan natin. And baka mamaya game 3 na pala lumabas sa panglaban sa isang Suyo or the other junglers that we're
Yes.
about to witness.
So, makalaban. I mean, during ranked games, kapag may mga mid-gear, nako,
Ay!
lalo kapag squishy hero yung gamit mo,
Oo.
like mga mid lane, kailangan hindi ka masyadong mag-extend sa
Yes.
mapa. Kasi maya-maya nasa bush yan, gugulatin ka lang. Ganun. So let's see if that would show up this game number 3. Pero again, sa mga nandiyan sa comment section, mag-comment na kayo dyan.
Oo, di ba?
Bigyan nyo na ng
Supportahan
buff.
yun.
Yung favorite ng
Yan, di ba?
yun.
Pero when it comes naman sa side selection, ayan, we have DEITY picking out the blue side. So, mag-iba na naman yung momentum. And dahil game 3 tayo, it's
Iba
like
na.
a cost coin. At
Yep.
yung mapa ulit natin is
Dangerous
Dangerous Grass. Ayan.
Iba naman.
Oo, iba naman.
Mas maraming areas to actually yung gulat factor, which is maganda nga for a Guinevere. For a Guinevere. Kasi yun
Sakto.
winning condition yun ng Guinevere, kailangan nakatago siya, kailangan magugulat niya yung kalaban. And talagang kapag natalunan ka na nun, tapos na. Tapos na, pick off na.
Oo,
Talagang
parang,
ganun mangyayari.
ay, Happy Halloween! Kahit hindi pa Halloween, sana pa, November, October.
Oo, maaga pa ngayon, April pa lang.
Oo, diba?
Oo, summer pa lang.
Ay, summer pa pala tayo.
Oo, summer pa lang. Oo, nagba-bare months ka na agad.
Ay,
dyan.
sorry po, sorry. Excited sa Christmas eh.
Excited na. Pero ito na, papasok na tayo sa drafting phase kasi hindi natin patatagalin to. Gusto natin makita kung sinong tutuldok
Yun.
sa laban ng match 1 for today.
And because of that, nakikita na natin yung napakagandang players natin from DEITY and MINERVA EMPRESS. Hindi lang maganda, super lakas pa lumaban sa Land of Dawn. But
Yes.
speaking of the banning, we have, of course, always evident Marcel. And tatanggalin na daw nila si Eva. Didimit
Oo.
nila yung
ayaw,
Eva.
ayaw na nila.
Oo.
Ganito pala, mahirap pumasok.
Na-trauma na.
Oo, ayaw na namin yan. So tama lang na binan kanina. So ngayon, ibaba na namin talaga. Hindi na siya papasok dito sa game number. Kasi this is a match point
Yes.
for both of the teams. So whoever gets the last point would be their win. Pero syempre, nakaabot naman sa pointing system itong si DEITY. So at least, diba, share sila ng points. That's
Yes,
fine.
oo nga. So, bale, kung sino man ang maka 2-1 dito, ang maximum points na makukuha nila would be 2 points.
2 points.
In contrast naman sa losing end, they can only
1
get 1 point.
Yeah.
So, it would also mean a lot kasi katulad nga na sinasabi namin ni Luna, every win would matter sa group stage kasi it would accumulate as many points as they can to secure that spot sa play-ins. Kaya very pressure yung ating mga players, yun yung mararamdaman natin. But in terms of pressure sa drafting, mawawala ang Zushin. And will they let go of the Freya or would they go for another option such as open pa yung Suyo na
Suyo.
pinapoint out natin
Yes.
earlier on, stronghold ito ng dalawang kupunan. So are they willing to let it go? And
Yun na nga.
respeto!
Respeto.
Respect.
Siyempre, pinakita na nga, 2 games kanina
Oo.
nanalo, which whoever team sa Maisuyo would win. So talagang to make it clear, gusto namin manalo, sabi ng MINERVA EMPRESS, tanggalin na natin to. Kasi nga, first pick ang side ng DEITY. So, let's see. Blue side pala
Yup.
ang DEITY. So,
Tama.
first pick ang side ng MINERVA. So, kahit na ba...
Ay, first pick DEITY.
first
pick
pick.
DEITY.
Okay, got it.
So,
First pick ang DEITY.
yep. And pwede nilang unahin dito yung inuna nila earlier on, Claude, kung gusto nila makasecure agad ng hero pool coming in from Jinx. But Freya is still open if they want to steal it. Yan yung
Or
nakita
mag-Guinevere
natin.
sila.
Oo,
Diba
diba?
sabi mo nga? Pero
Pero
hindi.
grabe.
Crap.
Iba naman daw. None of
Oo.
the above.
None of the above. So, kailangan na masecure nila yung kanilang roamer as early on, which is okay lang naman. Pero first 2 picks for the side of MINERVA EMPRESS, will they secure their gold lane na ba? Or they will go for an XP lane and their jungler, who knows?
Yes. Kasi pwede nilang unahin dito Claude, Khalid, kung gusto nila malimit itong galaw ng
Katulad
isang
ng line-up
drop.
nila kanina, diba?
Oo.
Nung game number 1.
Or kaya Valentina, Khalid, para at least makopy nila yung tech charge na meron itong Graka for additional setup. But they would choose to secure the hero pool muna of my units. So with that, the Leomord and the Lilia. Okay.
Naban ang Leomord nung game number 1.
Yes.
And pati na ni Lilia for game number 1 and game number 2.
Oo.
So since hindi naman na Prayo ban, so let's take this. And I would
Yeah, diba?
Say na Leomord is one of the heroes na talagang pumapasok sa meta, which is, di ba? So right now, we wanted to see, sabi nga natin, iba-iba naman. Which is naiba naman, yung mga
Oo.
picks nila ngayon, di ba? Unlike kanina, nakaban yan mga yan eh.
Oo,
Sige,
totoo, no?
pati yung song, di ba? Sabi nga namin, marami iba.
Oo.
Ano bang ma-expect
Sino
natin?
pa mga
with this-
nakaban?
yung mga ban, yung kaya naman namin labanan. Sige,
Oo.
i-open na natin. Game number 3 naman.
Oo, diba? All or nothing. Kasi kung sino ang manalo dito, siya ang makakakuha ng series and 2 points sa group stage. And yun, the Claude will be get by DEITY. And for the side of MINERVA, EMPRESS, will they tweak things around? Hindi ba nila papansinin dito yung Freya? Or magpo-go in sila with an EXP such as Blue, Sora. Ayun, Sora yung pipiliin nila. So they have to ban out Valentina kasi wala pang mid lane ng DEITY.
Yes. If they ban out the Valentina, at least yung mga medyo malilesen yung hirap ng Minerva Empress to actually use yung mga heroes na to. And extra problem yon from their end if that would be if there will be a Valentina. Pero Zoom,
Zetyan. Oo.
naman ang kanilang binan.
At least wala na yung
Dapat
threat of a
Zushin.
Fury of the Phoenix. Yeah. Zushin, Zetyan. Puro letter Z.
Yes. Kaya medyo nahirapan akong anuhin sila yung pangalan dahil pareho silang Z. Tapos medyo mga bagong heroes. Rin,
Yeah,
diba?
oo.
So, what I meant is not bago, parang they're late heroes na silang pumasok dito sa Land of God. Pero going to the last, or this is the second phase of the second banning phase ng laban. So, ang kulang na lang is a good lead and the roamer. Dito naman gold lane and the jungler naman for the side ng DEITY. So, let's see.
Ayan, Granger yung binad nila. Kasi ito yung mga
Wala
heroes
pa.
sa kayang sumabay sa isang Claude. But surprisingly, ito na naman, respeto kay Macchiato with her Fanny. So,
Fanny is out once again.
yeah, it seems like they're going for targeting the hero pools of Macchiato and open pa naman yung Valentina. So, baka yun yung pwede natin i-expect sa side ng DEITY. Pero banning-wise, another hero that they could ban out for, Leslie ni Rose Meow, nakita na natin ito nung Hiraya Cup, rather. So, if they want to respect and focus solely on gold laners, then a Leslie ban would be possible. Not unless pwede nilang ban out yung roamer, pero they have decided to go for an Obsidia as another alternative. So, sa side ng Minerva Empress, kung gusto nilang outrange itong Claude na ito, Leslie can be an option for them, not unless they're willing to take that risk to go for a Freya gold lane again. Pero tricky yung situation
Tricky Kasi
Oo.
naubos na. Pero, pwede na ba? Kumuha sila ng usual marksman. Pwede. Pero medyo malambot yung side ng Minerva. Kailangan nilang maging balance out. Kasi ang hirap nilang i-push itong side ng DEITY kasi they have the block in front. Pati na rin itong si Yuzong.
And Hilda yung pipick ng Minerva Empress kasi ito yung pinakang gusto niyang mapa, the ideal
Yes.
hero for Dangerous Grass, the Hilda.
Correct. Ang dami niya pwedeng taguan.
Oh, at saka ma-proc din yung passive
Passive
niya
niya.
to
Yeah.
heal at hindi na siya uwi sa base. Pero sa side ng DEITY, they can go for Valentina talaga yung pinaka-ideal for the mid lane to copy out the Zora. And at least makakatakas siya sa mga glooms with that second, sa mga dash ng skill 2 ng Valentina. For the, back siya.
Back siya.
Nakita natin back siya core. Lalabanan nila ng utility itong Minerva Empress.
Exactly. So, given that, who will be their Uy!
Sicilian!
Sicilian for the mid.
Yun!
Talagang they're pushing for the late game kasi nga, diba, first two games, yung first game, almost, late game na rin yan kasi 14 minutes, or 15 minutes. Ito naman, umabot tayo second game, 19 minutes. So, they're pushing for the late game. And kapag nag-late game ang Sicilian, baka di na matagal pa siyang ma-burst. So, at some point, magiging tricky ito for the side of Minerva Empress. Ang Lilia naman kasi early on talagang mahabdi yan.
Oo.
Okay. So, again, late game, early game. So,
Yan.
ganun ang naging, ang magiging composition ng both teams. So, last pick, Rose Niang. Ano ang kukunin niya for the gold lane? Sino ba?
Leslie ba? Leslie nga! Leslie.
Napakagaling. Parang ka nagiging si Prof. B ka na. Parang nagiging Prof. B ka na rin.
Tsaka they're left with that option na lang kasi. Kasi if they, for DEITY, if hindi nila binan out yung if they ban out the Leslie, Obsidian kukunin ng Minerva. At ang isip ata ng DEITY is, may bone shards kasi si Obsidian, parang si Sino na marksman. Habang tumatagal yung laban, mas makakapag-accumulate siya ng bone shards.
Yes.
Kaya DEITY, sabi nila, eto, magsisisidion kami pang investment sa late game kasi game 1, game 2, doon tayo umaabot
Yeah, nagle-late game naman tayo. So, ito na ang team compositions natin. DEITY at blue side, while Minerva Empress on the red side. So, kita natin na late game potential yung mga pinipilito na side ng DEITY, yung mismong draft nila. While Minerva Empress, they wanted to stack up early on. At the same time, may mga pang-hold, pati na rin pang set up play, sabi nga natin. So, right now, let's see, kasi papasok na tayo sa Land of Dawn.
One more game to know kung sino ang makakakuha ng series. This is literally like a do or die for them.
Yes, match point.
Yes, a match point for them. And tingnan na lang natin kasi just like what we have mentioned, Minerva Empress already has contingency plans when it comes to the early game control with the utilization of Valilia. In contrast to DEITY, they really have to invest their time for Heisenberg para makapag-stack up siya utilizing the bats. And of course, si Jinx pa lang din yung clone niya. Kailangan natin ingatan to.
Well, habang sa late game talaga masakit itong si Eisenberger, pati rin si Jinx. So, kailangan early on, Minerva Empress gets to pick off those heroes. Pero, ang hirap i-pick off kasi imagine mo may back siya at mayroong Grok.
Oo, diba?
Oh my gosh, it's a very hard. Two tanky heroes na sa harapan. Speaking with the tanky heroes.
Oh no, siya Cairo, pumapasok lang dito just to poke out the members of DEITY, and Azazel is there to the rescue when it comes to providing that damage. Mapaproc din dito yung passive ni Azazel sa mga bush kasi just like what we have mentioned, this is a dangerous grass and every time a Hilda goes into a bush, may healing galing siya. So kaya siyang makapag-sustain ng mga early game early game damage na manggagaling dito sa DEITY. But IR33 would be the first casualty there. They were able to hunt her down accordingly.
Muntik na hindi natin nakita. Biglang ang bilis ni Derek Na-push na dun sa bush Yun na, sasabihin ko pa sana na, paano pag nag-team fight sa bush? Di talo talaga. Mahirap kasi mapoproc nga yung passive dito ni Zazel. Pero right now, Turtle ay para sa side ng Minerva Empress. Mukhang hindi na magko-contest.
Oh no, IR33! No retry, no problem as they were able to steal it down accordingly. Heisenberg with that bats just to zone out Minerva Empress along that way. Tinawag na si Barbiel dito to deal enough damage coming in from my units. Pero the call is Azazel will go in to distract. But overall, mag-embark na sila on another journey. I like the confidence of DEITY na kahit napitas doon ang isang member which is IR33. Kanina sa pre-turtle setup, it didn't matter kasi they were able to steal the turtle.
Biglang pinakitaan tayo ng DEITY I stand corrected. Even though early on, napitas itong si IR33. Pero nakabawi siya, nakabounce back siya during the turtle take. Pero right now, nag-1v1 silang dalawa with the Zazel. Pero bounce out na lang dito sa Zazel kasi kailangan natin makita yung ibang plays na ipapakita dito ng Minerva Empress pati ng DEITY. Pero right now, ang ganda ng confidence dito ng DEITY kasi game number 2, nasa kanila yung laban. Pero ito, meaning nakita level playing field for both of the teams.
And let's see na lang because right now, if we're also going to look at the rotation, kahit hindi man nakuha ng Minerva Empress yung turtle, nakuha naman nila yung team fight earlier on. So that equalizes what happened. Pero sayang yung moment na yun sa
Sayang.
Minerva and Empress. Kaya nilang i-secure agad-agad yun.
Na-steal agad, no?
Oo.
Pag
Isang
pinakitaan tayo agad ni
wall
IR33, hindi. Kahit namatay ako, first blood. Diba? Kahit first blood ako, hindi, babawi ako.
Ayun.
Ay, kunin natin yung turtle. Nakawin natin yung
Yan.
turtle. Ang sakit nun, ha?
Oo.
Diba?
First
Mahirap eh.
blood, the first turtle.
Pa sa
Ayan.
kanila. So talagang, ang ganda nung pinakita nila ng DEITY. Kasi, actually, tinetest, I think they're testing yung mismong composition ng DEITY. So, Minerva Empress, that's why they're so aggressive early on, is to see if nasa-shake ba. Kasi, double tank yun. Imagine mo, back siya and a grok. So, habang tumatagal yung laban, nahihirapan din sila. Kasi syempre, nagbibuild ng mga items, pati na rin yung mismong damages nung mismong side ng DEITY is nag-accumulate na rin yan. So, kailangan talaga ma-pick off at ma-pick off nung side ng Minerva Empress yung DEITY para matapos nila yung laban. Kasi nga, kung umabot ng late game niya, napakahirap. Pero ito na, babalik tayo sa ating laban. 0-1 and 3-minute round.
Grabe din naman kasi kailangan bumawi dito ng dalawang kupunan kung gusto nila mapasakan nila yung momentum. Tinawag si Barbell dito pero hindi naman mag-initiate ng team fight ang side ng DEITY. Tamang ikot lang dito si Macchiato just to make sure na makakakuha siya ng control in the river area. But meanwhile, top lane, Arensveld, mapapatras lang doon dahil nakita natin yung strategy ng 3 push sa top lane and the other members will do their job in terms of farming and accumulating itemizations. And kita naman natin dito si Heisenberg. Oh, mapapatamaan dito si Tuyo with a tech charge. May ipit, mapapagamit ng black shoes dito si Tuyo just to make sure na makakaalis siya sa threat na yun. Shifting skies will be used defensively. But then, Arensville, Black Dragon form just to zone out Minerva Empress. And DEITY once again can take control. Pero si Azazel hindi pa tapos. Umaarangkada pa din naman siya together with Tsuyu. Pero back to you din naman yung damage output dahil napakasakit na ni DEITY with that turtle take and team fight initiation.
And now, as we see 1-1, mas nakita natin na ngayon, nagiging match na yung labanan. When it comes to team fights na rin, nakakabawi ang DEITY. Minerva Empress still getting their aggression up as early as now. So, currently, ang ganda na ng setup nila for both of the teams. And 4-minute mark, imagine, or 5-minute mark, nakikita natin na pantay yung mismong team fights nitong dalawang teams natin. Pero speaking
to you, mapapagamit lang ng
Exactly.
black shoes. And yun din naman yung gustong i-proc dito ng DEITY para at least hindi na siya makakatakas sa mga tricky situations. But speaking of Zazel, inarangkada siya with a tech charge pero hindi matatamaan. Minerva Empress, walang casualty ang mangyayari dito. Pero si my units ay nakaabang nga lang din dito. IR33, low health, pero makakatakas pa din naman dahil nandiyan sila Macchiato, Arensville to the rescue. Shakairo in that death bush, shifting skies will be used accordingly to take down Arensville, but it is still
Hindi
quite
kaya.
not enough dahil napakatibay pa din naman ng isang Yuzong dito.
Exactly. And habang ganun yung nangyayari, merong 5 members ng DEITY yung naglalaban-laban sa gitna. Pero Minerva Empress, at least 1 member. Nakikita natin si Rosemia, bumabaril sa baba. Kumukuha pa rin, clearing up the minion waves, at least getting the gold, at least from the side of DEITY. At some point kasi kailangan niya talagang kumuha ng mga itemizations. Pero right now, binubugbog dito. Ayan, si Yuzong o si Arensveld.
Arensveld, papapagamit lang
na-proc
din siya
ng
ng Black Dragon just to deck out of that circus situation. IR33 will be there to back out, pero si Azazel may ipit nga lang dito, and that is another pick off coming in from DEITY. That is another successful team fight for their side now that they have the control take sa turtle. My units, medyo tricky ang retribution dito, pero ang tanong, siya pa rin ang makakakuha kahit anong gawin nyo. Minerva Empress, babagsak man, pero may equalize sila doon with that turtle trick. Shakairo mapapagamit ang flicker out just to get out of that tricky situation. IR33 ay humahabol with a wall placement, pero nandito na nga si Azazel to the rescue, but this is 4 members down. Pero umarangkada naman din siya with the damage output, and Arensveld, babawian lang din naman dyan siya doon with that passive coming in from a Yuzong.
Well, that is a good play. Sabi nga dito ni my units, if ever nakuha nyo na yung turtle kanina, kaya rin namin i-steal yan. Diba? Pero going back to the leaderboard, look at the gold. So kanina pa dito si Rose Meow, gumukuha ng mga golds at the same time nag-clear ang minion. So kailangan maging, ano siya dito maging aware siya sa mapa. Kung nasaan yung mga team fights, kailangan niyang maging, maging ma-vision niya kung kailangan niya mag-move out during that. Kasi delikado yan kapag nag-iisa ka sa lane. So, right now, kudos for Minerva Empress doing the same play. Nakuha nila yung turtle, pero when it comes to the team fight, talaga nahihirapan sila DEITY getting the pick-offs early on. So, kailangan nila maging careful dito at maging selective sila when it comes to team fights kasi hindi nakukuha yung mismong team fight na gusto ng Minerva Empress kasi dalawang tanky heroes pa naman ang humaharap.
And you need time to make sure na matutunaw yung mga tanky heroes sa ito. Si Rose Meow, hindi pa din naman siya sumasama sa team fight. But speaking of team fight, we have an ultimate snap at sasama na nga siya.
Ayun na nga.
Yun na nga yung punto na hinihintay natin for Rose Meow to shine. Lalo't-lalo na meron na siyang 2 itemization.
Ayun, so as a marksman talaga, pure marksman, Leslie needs to get their itemizations up as early as right now kasi mid-game na tayo. Lord is up. So tingnan natin, parang marami tayong makikita mga mga knockout moments from both of these teams. Speaking of the team fights, pinupush out ngayon ng Minerva Empress yung mga members ng DEITY dito.
Oh no, naramdaman na ng DEITY yung mga damage output coming in from Minerva Empress. Pumasok lang dito si my units and Aris will be able to secure that kill. Make it Rose Meow as well, and that is 2 members down for the side of DEITY. They do not have a red 3 holder sa Minerva while DEITY still has. So what DEITY can do is zone out the Minerva Empress, get another kill if they want to take down this Lord. But then, if we're also going to look at the rotation and this ultimate snipe, hindi pa naman magiging enough yung damage output na Rose Meow because she needs that items pa para maramdaman natin yung true damage na meron ng isang Leslie.
So right now, sinasayawan nila yung Lord. Nag-aantay lang sila ng perfect moment. Kasi hindi naman talaga makakapasok ang DEITY if ever the Lord is up until now. Kasi na damage output coming from Minerva Empress is there. Pero when it comes to sustain, kitang-kita naman natin kayang-kaya talaga ng DEITY. Pero Minerva Empress getting a lot of damages right now. Sumasama na rin kasi dito si Rose Meow, and that would be a problem for them. Kasi papauwi ka na nga lang, mamamatay ka pa.
Ayun lang.
Diba? Shotgun ka lang
Oh
diba?
no, pero may wall placement lang naman dito si IR33 just to make sure na makakakuha sila ng ample position, ample space to zone out the members of Minerva Empress. But what I like about Minerva Empress is ni-utilize nila yung tinatawag natin balbas ng Lord sa bandang ibaba para mag-surprise attacks. And when it comes to it, hindi pa naman nila itutuloy, pero si Azazel, mas spot on lang dito si Heisenberg. Makakatakas pa naman siya sa tricky situation na yon, and that will be no casualties sa team fight na yon.
They're in a waiting game at the same time kinakapa nila yung sitwasyon. Nakita mo yung mga damages.
Oh no! But the ultimate snipe of Rose Meow! Makatakas pa din naman si IR33. Mapapagamit nga lang siya ng tech charge. That is one ultimate down for the side of DEITY, and because they know that factor, Minerva Empress can easily get on this Lord without any contestation. Ang ginagawa na lang dito ni Jakes, nagpo-push na lang siya para may trade na mangyayari kung ano man yung nawala sa kanila.
Exactly. Just a really nice trade. Imagine 2 levels of the turrets are down, pero ito na yung tricky situation.
Oh no!
Pero nakauwi.
Aray ko po.
Makakauwi ito si Jinx. Very nice kasi nag-figure out siya, at the same time nakakuha siya ng right momentum. Umuwi na siya, naramdaman niya na papasok na rin dito ang Minerva Empress. So right now, the Lord is from the side of Minerva Empress, pero when it comes to turret push, nasa side naman ng DEITY. Pero ito na, isang magandang labanan na naman dito sa baba.
Tinawag si Barbiel at inaarangkada din yung mga members ng DEITY, and that is a killing spree coming in from Rose Meow. Kamunti ka na nga din doon si Azazel in the process, and just because of that one loss sa side ng DEITY. Nawalan din sila ng
Shakairo.
Torres sa bottom lane pero may shifting skies din naman coming from Shakairo. Pumasok na naman
Wow.
dito si Mayunis just to deal enough damage.
Nice
Macchiato, may ipit nga lang dito with that Gloops as ultimate snipe, and that is another successful pick off for Minerva Empress. Unting-unti na nga nawawala yung mga tore nila. Unti-unti na nga natin nararamdaman yung damage output na meron yung Minerva Empress. Ang tanong na lang natin is, kailan ba mag-shine itong Cecilio na ito? Lalo't-lalo na 12-minute mark tayo with
Yes.
those stacks.
Well, right now, nakita natin yung mismong damage output, pati na rin yung pagpapabaya nila with Rose Meow kanina, early on of the game. So, currently, turret push, I think Minerva Empress has it right now. Pero ang nangyayari when it comes to the team fight,
Oh no! Walang mahuli sa tech charge na
Wala.
yun. Pero that is another guaranteed time for DEITY to recalibrate on their loss.
well, current nakita naman natin na tinatry naman ang best ng DEITY to actually sustain at the same time you manage their losses. However, Minerva Empress, ito na, parang sabi nila, hindi na natin kailangan mag-wait ng late game. Kasi alam namin, maihirapan kami later on. Pero nakita naman natin yung damages coming from Rose Meow, 301. Grabe yung mga damages. And even yung mga normal attacks niya, nakita mo yung mga damage coming from her out to the tanky heroes, ang laki ng bawas.
Kasi yan din naman yung strength ng isang Leslie. Kaya niyang tumunaw, especially highlighting back siya here na mas ramdam yung true damage ng isang Leslie. So Rose Meow has to capitalize on that factor. She needs to make sure na makukomplete niya agad-agad yung mga items para at least matunaw agad yung mga frontliners na magagaling dito sa DEITY.
And speaking of the late game, 14 minutes na tayo pero napaka conservative ng mga kills natin. 5, 6, no? Hindi
Oo.
katulad na kanina, parang 2 digits, 17,
Yun.
15, diba? Late game na yon. Pero right now, nakita natin very conservative, nakita natin yung mismong strategic part ng play na ginagawa dito. Kaya diba, pag nakita natin sa MPL, MTL, hindi naman ganun kalalaki yung mga kills, pero nakita natin yung difference when it comes to the turret push. And right now, we are talking about the second level lord. Ipinasok na rin dito ng Minerva Empress.
Oh
para
no,
sa kanila na.
IR33, medyo maipit nga lang dito pero si Rose Meow will successfully pick her off. The members of DEITY will slowly back down to their base. Minerva Empress
Uuwi.
is putting pressure and that ultimate snipe
Tuyo.
coming from Rose Meow. Maipit nga lang si Tuyo
Grabe.
pero may black shoes pa naman siya as contingency plan. Now, the Lord, meron tayo sa top lane, mid lane minions and bottom lane minions overflowing. Paano ba madedefensahan ito ng DEITY?
Well, nakikita natin na nabutas na yung top lane. So, dapat unahin talaga nila yan, clear minion waves at the same time, clear that lord. Pero habang kiniklear nila yan, sira na rin yung bottom turret. So, middle na lang nangyayari dito at
Oh no, Blazing Duet magagamit agad-agad pero wala naman madideal na damage sa side ng
Oh, no.
Minerva Empress. The turrets of DEITY is slowly crumbling down to Minerva Empress. May minions ka pa na manggagaling dito sa mid lane, but their rotation is and their call is back down muna
Yes.
tayo, hindi nila
Good call.
pipilitin. Not unless may mapitas sila along the way.
well, good call from the side of Minerva Empress. Una sa lahat, I'm saying this is the death trap from the side ng Minerva Empress. If they will actually go in the base ng DEITY, magiging ano yun it's a trap for them and mahirapan sila kasi we are calling about mga AOE damages coming
Oh
from
no!
Pero,
Maipit nga lang dito!
Ooh.
Si Mayunits as
Yun
Aaron's Valve was able to take
Oh, no.
her down. This is the moment that DEITY is waiting for. Putting and making sure that Minerva Empress will have that mistake that they can capitalize upon. Jinx nga lang ang magiging casualty doon as
1:1.
Rose Biao was able to deal those damage outputs. Now, it is a 4v4 situation ng dalawang kupunan.
Oh.
Paano ba sila po-position? They will go for a team fight ba or will they wait for these members to reset accordingly?
well, 16 minutes pa na ng ating laban. Makikita natin magbabounce back na yan early on. Ilang seconds lang naman. Pero nakita natin yung mga gameplays na mga bush plays dito na sinasabi natin are IR33,
Oh,
mukhang
no.
may ipit pa siya dito sa tatlo.
Nako po, may ipit nga lang siya.
Yun
Good
lang.
initiation though, but then the follow-up is not there.
Sayang.
That is one member down for IR33. Makahabol pa naman siya in the upcoming Lord
Yes.
fight. But the question is, aabot pa ba sa Lord ang deity now that we have minions from the top and the bottom lane?
Grabe, minion power.
Minion
Minion
power.
power, ang daming minions na nagpa-flow all over the top and the bottom. So, ngayon, ang wait out na lang dito ng Minerva Empress is panigurado is the Lord is 14 seconds. Pero mag-up na rin naman dito si RR33 kung sasabay sila doon sa mismong Lord take. Pero may feeling ako parang gagawin ulit nila yung ginawa nila doon sa first turtle. Magnanakaw. May posibilidad.
Oo,
pero
diba?
kailangan mag-watch out dito Minerva Empress kasi kayang-kayang gawin yan ng DEITY. Pero sa ngayon, nagiging double yung nila, yung mismong thinking na dito na side ng DEITY kasi nga wala silang turret dito sa base nila. So they need to look out for the minion waves.
Ang ganda ng ginagawa ni Tuyo kasi hindi makalapit agad yung deity just because of those glooms. They're
Yes.
trying sana to steal the Lord.
Sakit pa naman nun.
Oo, diba? But then, ramdam na nila yung sakit. You have true damage coming in from a Lilia and at the same time from a Leslie. So, yung
correct.
mga tanky heroes coming in
Ouch.
from deity, mararamdaman nila
Tunaw.
yung ouch, yung
Yes.
tunaw na meron ang Minerva Empress.
So, kailangan careful talaga sila rito when it comes to the dive. So, kung magda-dive man sila, they make sure. Pero kasi late game na Imagine mo sa late game, ano na yan, kompleto na kayo ng items, gold, it doesn't matter anymore, whatever performance. Pero mapapansin nila, yung pinakamasakit dito is yung mga turrets dahil wala na from the side of DT. So, doble trabaho ang kailangan lang gawin.
Oh no, mahuli nga lang doon si
Yun na
Tuyo
nga.
with the tech charge. Matutunaw din yung Lord for the side of deity. Shakairo will proc the immortality and it will be
Ayan
not
na.
enough.
Gaday
Pero
na.
si Rose Mia, mga ka-godlight, matunan niya din ba yung mga members coming in from deity? But the question will not remain unanswered. They will back off na lang because they know they lost 2 members in that initiation.
Exactly. And this is the most important part. Kasi pag umabot na ng 21 minutes ang laban natin ngayon, mas mag-matter na yung deaths for both of the teams. So they need to be careful. As I've said, the base is a death trap. So kailangan careful talaga sila pag pumapasok sila dito. Kailangan makasamang Lord, kasama na yung minion waves. Pero ito, 1v1 ang dalawang makukunat. IR33 pati na rin si Azazel. Pero right now, umaangat na sa mapa ang side ng DT kasi kailangan nila mag-push.
And if we're also going to talk about macro advantage, Minerva Empress actually has that capacity. Wala nang inhibitor turrets yung deity,
Tama.
so that means yung minions sa mga galing sa Minerva Empress are already considered as super. So, deity has to make those trades.
Yeah.
Kailangan nila kumuha ng mga torre sa side ng Minerva
Ay,
Empress
yes.
kung gusto nila sila ang mas magkaroon ng advantage sa upcoming Lord fight.
So kaya umaangat ng pakunti-konti itong DT pero hindi dapat sila mag-overextend kasi i-add natin dito yung mga damages coming from Rose Meow pati na rin kay Tuyu. So nakita natin yung mga damages na nilalabas dito, may mga bomba nilalabas dito ng Delia. So right now, carry on. They just need to get a micro...
Ang
Ayan na nga.
sakit na nga. Jinx will go in for the blazing duet just to
Shakairo?
pick off Shakairo in the process.
Yun.
And that would be successful.
Successful.
Look at the damage coming in from Heisenberg and Jinx. Ito na yung hinihintay na moment ng deity to make sure that Minerva Empress would back down in just one skill.
Ayun na nga. So even though late game na rin dito si Rose Meow, pero since hindi naman masyadong mabilis yung mga bala nilalabas ng Leslie. So dapat maging careful rin siya. Palagi siya nasa likod. Pero ito na, level 3 Lord.
Oh no,
Nakatira.
Azazel. Medyo
Oh.
maiipit nga lang siya dito pero makakatakas pa naman siya with that situation. Pero ang daming skills na na-proc in that team fight. Mahuli nila dito si Tuyo, may tech charge
Nakulong.
ba arangkada, pero makakatakas pa naman si Tuyo
Yes.
with those glooms. Nandyan din naman si my
May black
units
shoes
just
naman
to
siya
make sure na mapaprovide itong damage output. Azazel will also go in. But ito na naman yung long wait.
Yes.
Napakatagal na Lord take na inaabangan
Lord dance.
natin.
Sayawan natin ang Lord, sabi ng dalawang teams natin. Wait natin kung sinong unang papalag sa Lord. Kung sinong kumuha ng Lord, panigurado, mahihirapan. Kasi syempre, dalawang ay isipin niya, no? Lord, pati na rin yung team fight.
Oh no, kamunti ka na dun si IR33. Minerva Empress was able to successfully zone out Deity in the process. One member has to retreat, and that would be Heisenberg, just to clear out the overflowing minions from the bottom lane. Now, 4 members are left to go into the Lord. You have my units in the balbas na tinatawag natin. Pero tingnan mo naman yung damage output coming in from Azazel. Makakahalahati yung buhay dito ni IR33. At wala na naman mangyayari at mag-clear na naman ang Deity sa bottom lane.
Ako po.
Oh no, maipit nga lang dito si IR33 with a tech charge. Pero meron naman Black Dragon form itong si Arensvel just to proc the members of Minerva Empress. But the damage output of Rose Meow, that is something that they have to consider because look at how they managed to pull it off. Deity with that 2 losses, and that would be Minerva Empress taking this Lord once again.
Ayun na nga. So, dalaway na pitas. Kailangan umuwi ng Deity kasi hindi sila pwedeng mag-overstay doon kundi sila yung mamamatay. Kung mag-wipe out sila, yun ang magiging problema nila. Hindi sila makakapag-Lord take. Pero 23 minutes na tayo dito, Gretchen. Alam na natin, ang tagal bago mag-up. Pero at least at some point, may 25 seconds pa. May waiting moments pa naman dito yung side ng Deity. Kaya nilang mag-stop dito sa mismong intro ng Minerva Empress.
No, Shakairo pumasok, pero mararamdaman niya yung sakit. Pero Shakairo will have that immortality, but it will be not enough again. That is 1 member down for Minerva Empress. Magre-respond dito si Arensvelp. This is a 5v4 situation. May Black Dragon form just to zone out Minerva Empress. Pero you have the ultimate snipe coming from Roosevelt. May tinawag pa dito si Barbiel. Pero ang tanong, kaya bang tapusin Minerva Empress? Pero it's not enough once again as Deity can defend their base.
Not today, sabi ng Deity. Buhay pa kami, kaya pa namin nakakuha pa kami ng kill. Shagairo will be down for 30 seconds and now it's the time for Deity to actually move sa map and at least push some turrets at least at some point. Pero ito na, pero yung mga mega minions coming from Minerva Empress is getting a little bit painful at the same time. Ang hirap nilang tanggalin dito sa mapa kasi nga dire-diretso wala ng mga turrets doon sa base ng side ng Deity. So right now, nakikita natin umaangat ang side ng Deity. Kailangan nila i-push yung top lane at some point para ma-balance out yung mga turrets na nanawala sa kanila. Pero sa ngayon, 1v1, Azazel at IR33. Pero makakabawi ba ang side ng Deity sa ngayon? Tingnan natin kung ano magiging sunod na kwento nito.
Nako po, nakuha nila yung top turret. Azazel mapapagamit ng flicker. Tinawag si Barbiel dito para si Skyro. With that shifting skies. Nandyan pa naman yung Winter Crown coming in from Jinx. But then the damage output coming in from Minerva Empress is truly something else as they were able to take down the members of Deity 1 by 1. 4 members are down in that team fight and only Macchiato is left to the rescue. The question is, can she defend the base alone as 5 members of Minerva Empress is slowly closing in to the turret? You have Macchiato going in for that Winter Crown, but then it's still quite not enough as 5 members of Minerva Empress can take out this base with Game 3.
2-1 in favor of Minerva Empress. At day 1 of the group stage. Imagine that, game number 3, pero kita natin umabot na ng 20 plus minutes yung laban.
Wow.
Actually, last finals na po talaga to.
Finals pala talaga to.
Finals na talaga siya. We are masking it into the group stage. Kunwari lang.
Ganun eh.
Kunwari lang.
Grabe laban, no?
Ganda ng laban.
3 games agad sa unang serye natin na yung araw. So,
sobra.
What more can we expect in the upcoming
magiging
matches?
4. Yung best of 3, best of, magiging 4 na.
Ayun!
Iniba yung iniba yung mismong
yung format.
Format ng laban no? Pero ito na, punta na tayo sa emblem pati na rin sa item build nitong match natin, this game number 3. Talagang sobrang hirap nung naging nangyari. Kasi kumpleto na yung mga items
Oo
ng mga heroes natin dito. And syempre, i-add na lang natin dito yung mismong, ano na lang kapaan na lang. Sino ba unang bibigay? And when it comes to the team fight, nakita naman natin, minsan umaangat ng konti ang DEITY. Tapos, pero yung damage output kasi coming from MINERVA.
Yeah.
Nakita natin yung sakit ni Rose Miao, pati na rin si Tuyu. Once again, when you look at the KDAs, come on, we can see the difference. And right now, 17-10. So, hindi naman ganun kalayo, like nung game number 1 and game number 2. Talagang sobrang layo ng death, ng kills, pero nakita natin dito na at match yung drafts ng dalawang teams. And as the game progresses, talagang matatalo talaga kung sino yung makaka-pick off yung mapipick off sa laban. So at some point we were looking forward for a lot of performance coming from a late game draft dito sa side ng DEITY, pero hindi na nila napakita masyado kasi safely and hassle-free. Visit them at richmondshop.com.
Ayan, at saka if we're also going to look at MINERVA EMPRESS composition, nagsishine din siya sa late game by utilizing a Lilia and a Leslie. Although, meron silang, for the side of DEITY, they have Heisenberg. Ang sadyang nagpanalo talaga dito would be, of course, the Leslie of Rose.
Napabayaan si Rose Miao.
Napabayaan, naka-fighter emblem pa. Kaya all I can say is dito talaga naramdaman ng DEITY yung damage ng nanggagaling dito
Grabe.
sa marksman.
Grabe damage, 115,000.
I know.
Oo,
One hit delete na lang.
Oo. Kasi nakikita ko rin, yung mga normal attacks niya, nababawasan si IR33
Oo eh.
As in, massive damage yun. Coming from a tanker. So, ang taas ng HP nun. Pero, nababawasan nito ni Rose Miao. So, nakita natin talagang nahirapan rin dahil nahirapan ng DEITY because of her as well. So, imagine those damages and kompleto na yung mga items. I mean, kahit ma-delete siya dito, meron naman siyang immortality to be back. And speaking of yung mismong workout nung gameplays, tingnan naman natin yung mga highlights na itong game number 2.
Kasi kita naman natin dito, DEITY, alam natin na hakapalag sila sa MINERVA EMPRESS. Pero it really boiled down to what happened in the late game. Dito sa mga highlights, kita naman natin how DEITY was able to take control sa early to mid game, but the outplay such as the ultimate snipe coming in from Rose Miao paved the way for them to recalibrate on their loss. And if we're also going to commend, DEITY truly showcased their potential. Ang ganda ng connection. Sadyang na true damage lang sila ng MINERVA EMPRESS to the point na natutunaw na yung kanilang tanky heroes. Kasi look at that, nakakapalag naman pero look at Rose Miao's 2 hits ng kay Jinx. Mapapaaray ko po ka na lang sa sobrang sakit. And how many times MINERVA EMPRESS tried to push the base but DEITY still hold on to that hope. And yan naman yung commendable sa side ng DEITY. They tried their best to prolong the game knowing that there is a Cecilion na nakakapag-stack up. Pero sadrang nautakan din sila ng MINERVA EMPRESS sa mga pangyayari sa mapa.
And to be honest, nakita naman natin yung pagpupursige dito ng DEITY to actually push their limits. Kasi umabot tayo ng 20 plus minutes of the game and nakita naman natin na tinatry talaga. Kaso lang, naubos sila at the later part of this match. As you can see, nag-iisa na lang si Macchiato. And that's it. So, that's the Smart Power Play highlights brought to you by Smart.
Yes, and grabe, Unang serye, 3 games.
Agad.
At napakatagal ng game. So, that's how female players are shining in the Philippines. Kaya, I'm really happy to see na ganito yung performance nila. And of course, kung very rich yung mga pangyayari sa ating mapa, we also have Richman Shop, the official top-up partner, platform
Yes.
partner of the Athena Cup. Top up your MLBB Diamonds quickly, safely, and hassle-free. So don't forget, visit or even scan the QR code presented in your screens.
Ayan. So, nandyan yung QR code. Iscan nyo na yan, download, at pwede na kayong bumili ng diamonds nyo dyan. At hindi lang diamonds, may mga ibang mga in-game item, or in-game games na pwede nyong i-download dyan. So, pwede na kayong bumili ng mga pangbili nyo ng mga skins.
Ayan.
At kung ano-ano pa para sa inyong mga games. So, go ahead and download here. And of course, we would like to thank Smart, your official telco partner here at Athena Cup.
Yan, grabe yung mga pangyayari pero hindi pa
Yes.
tapos yung laban natin dahil meron pa tayong upcoming series. At sino nga ba yung maglalaban sa series na ito?
So, ayan, ipo-pull up natin.
Sige.
Ito na, ang next match natin for today would be RVFE main. Ayan. And of course, we have NAVI PA. Oh, mainit na laban na naman ang matutunghayan for today. Pero syempre, we would like to thank everyone else dyan sa comment section, pati na rin yung mga nag-share. And of course, don't forget to like and follow this page.
Yan. And of course,
Yes.
kami po ang inyong nakasama para sa unang series, Gretchen at Luna. At magbabalik po kami para matunghayan natin ang second series for today dito lang sa Athena Cup Season 2.
Di abutan dito!
Defeat.
GG, bro!
Don't worry, the Unli with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now.
Your home's gotta have the PLDT Home Fiber Unli All. Get supercharged with Unli Calls, Unli Fiber, Unli Signal for just 1,399 pesos. Apply now.
Realme 15 Series 5G.
Di abutan dito!
Defeat.
GG, bro!
Don't worry, the Unli with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now.
Your home's gotta have the PLDT Home Fiber Unli All. Get supercharged with Unli Calls, Unli Fiber, Unli Signal for just 1,399 pesos. Apply now.
Realme 15 Series 5G.
Di abutan dito!
Defeat.
GG, bro!
Don't worry, the Unli with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now.
Your home's gotta have the PLDT Home Fiber Unli All. Get supercharged with Unli Calls, Unli Fiber, Unli Signal for just 1,399 pesos. Apply now.
Realme 15 Series 5G.
Di abot ang data!
Defeat.
GG bro!
Don't worry, the only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus
Out na. Buti may offline mode. Oo, kasi mamaya mag-gig kami mamaya.
Oo, sila pa din yung RVFE. Kakatuwa.
Ngayon na natin yung matinding laban ng match number 1 na talagang pang-finals na. Kaya ramdam natin yung init kasi game number 1 pa lang yun. I mean, match number 1 ng day 1 dito sa Athena Cup pero pang-finals na. Pero ito na, dahil meron pa tayong next na laban. Between
RVFE versus NAVI PH. So,
mainit na
natunghayan na natin yung mga teams na ito from their previous season here sa Athena Cup,
Exactly.
wherein NAVI PH was actually one of the representatives of the Philippines panglaban sa MWI. So,
Wow.
let's see kung kaya ba nilang ulitin yung ganun na run or will RVFE make a statement sa performance kasi nakita natin top 8 finish sila last season kaya
yes.
pretty excited kung paano sila nag-improve.
Exactly. And kung magkakaroon ba ng parang bounce back, kasi syempre, isa sila sa mga parang dark horses ng liga last year. Pero ngayon, tingnan naman natin if there is a difference. Pero Navi PH is such a tough contender.
Yeah.
Kasi nga, we're talking about world-class talents here. Pero ito na, ang ating mga, syempre, kailangan din ng highlights yung mga ano natin, yung mga sponsors natin.
Syempre.
Or partners.
Oo.
At
Um,
sino ba yan?
Oh, sino-sino nga ba yan? First of all, we have Tagaytay. Thank you so much for partnering here with Athena Cup. And
Yes.
second of all, we also have Realme. Make it real with Realme. Bringing
Yes.
speed, power, and seamless gameplay.
Yes, and thank you very much Ruby for that. And syempre kanina i-highlight din natin yung ibang partners natin later on. Pero for
Yes.
now, thank you very much for Tagaytay. And of course, yung ating for that. Pero ito na, RVFE pati NAVI PH. This is, sabi ko nga, it's a very tough contender for RVFE to actually get NAVI PH as early on. But they number 1 here na group stage. Pero let's see if makakakuha sila ng puntos dito. Kasi kanina hindi naman natin in-expect na game number 3. Kasi nagilang ang il tayo eh. Gusto talaga natin makita ang game number 3 at day number 1. So, that is how we do it here at Athena League. Pero ito na, makita natin yung mga lineups ng mga teams natin for today.
Yes.
Kung makita natin sila.
Tingnan natin kung meron bang changes when it comes to
Yes.
RVFE. lineup as last season. Familiar names that we
Familiar
have
names.
witnessed, but different approach towards
Yes.
season 2.
And I have a feeling that they have improved over time. Syempre, last year, it's very long time. No? Parang tagal na.
Oo eh.
Parang decades na. Pero hindi. But we're talking about yung mismong gameplay. Nag-improve. Of course, I can see that. Pero double naman natin at i-check na rin natin yung team lineup ng NAVI PH. Sila sada pa rin ba?
Oh,
Tingnan naman
sila pa rin ba? Pero, all we can say
Wow!
is nagbago naman. Kasi for Rain and Rian, dati silang taga-Blacklist International Female Team, and now here they are representing NAVI PH together with Not Ayayami, Keishi, and Mirai.
Wow. The same names, pero as I've said, as you've said, Rain and Rian coming from a different team. Pero ito bumalik na sila. I mean, na-absorb sila dito sa NAVI PH. Grabe, gaganda nila.
Oo.
Na to, magiging work, magiging ganables ba to for both of the teams sa current lineup nila. And I'm excited to see kung ano yung, makikita na kasi natin yung next kwento dito sa game number 1.
eh.
Ano ba? Magkakaroon ng game number 3 ba tayo?
Yun!
Kung ganito, kasi game number 1, hindi ko masabi yan kanina. Kasi, hindi ko pa nakita yung, yung line-up ng ano natin, na match number 1. Pero ngayon, match number 2. Let's see if that would happen. The story will be the same. Pero let's see, diba? Excited. Excited ako again to see these two teams again to show their talents.
Knowing that for NAVI PH, they had a heartbreaking loss nung MWI, and I hope it served as a fuel for them to be better in this upcoming season of Athena Cup if they want to represent the Philippines again in the upcoming MWI. On the other side, for RVFE, knowing that they have the potential during Athena Cup Season 1, now entering Season 2, tingnan natin kung dating lineup ay may bagong flavor na ba na ipapakita para sa atin. But in terms of the side selection, we have RVFE going in for Flying Cows and picking out the blue side.
And ayan, first pick ang RVFE with the Flying Cloud as the map for today's game number 1. So,
Yes.
ano yung mga to? Tingnan naman natin kung ano yung mga heroes na ipipit sa drafting stage. I'm really excited. Maybe, we will see the same or like similar heroes nung match number 1. Of course, syempre, diba? Kung ano man yung mga picks na yan. And kailangan yung mga napag-practice nila, makikita natin dito sa match-up natin for today.
And dahil nga RVFE pick out the Flying Cloud, another possible reason kung bakit yun yung prioritize nila is because hindi natin nakita ng game 1.
Exactly. Kasi
Charot
diba,
lang.
kasi diba, yan. So, apat ang natin, ang mapa natin. So, may isa pa daw na hindi pinapakita.
At ito na
Ito
to.
na, yan na yun. Yun yung talaga yung
Oo, yun, diba? Pero
Yun na.
jokes aside, yung Flying Clouds kasi yung rational behind it is wala naman masyadong pagbabago sa mapa. Only the clouds at the base yung naging additional step. So, meaning to say, mas konti yung adjustment na yung pwedeng gawin ng ating teams kung ano yung nakasanayan nila from the previous season. So, clouds lang ang dinagdag, pwede ka lang lumipad towards your lane.
Pang
and
mabilis lang.
there
Mabilis
you
lang
have it.
pag-trans.
Mabilis. Diba?
Yes. Pero ito na ang drafting stage between RVFE and NAVI PH. First pick would be RVFE. So, yun na yun mismong mga same pa rin ang Marcel. Pero dito, Florine? Is it Florine? Nabila na agad na
Yes,
NAVI PH?
it's a Florine. Kasi, if I remember correctly, Nieves also has the tendency to go for the healing heroes as a support. So, not much siya sa tanky heroes. Not unless may bago siyang papakita sa atin today,
Yeah.
no? Kaya, yun yung reason behind a Florine ban sa side ng NAVI PH. However, for RVFE, it's still the same. The Marcel Zetian to limit the hero pools of Mirai and Rain. Kasi not only do you have a vision sa Fury of the Phoenix si Zetian, but the threat in terms of having that initiator can be detrimental sa side nila.
and given the fact mga mid lane heroes almost ang binaban dito ng NAVI PH. So nakita natin na parang talagang tinatanggalan ng heroes dito si Aries as much as possible. Pero Zikian and yan, tinanggal na rin. So coming here, Grok would be the next ban for the side of RVFE. Next, NAVI PH. Will they continue to
Freya.
remove the Freya?
Yan, na-X muna yung Freya kasi malaking threat din naman kung mapunta ito sa side ng RVFE knowing that game 1 it's mostly tempo setting. So kung sino ang makakuha ng momentum sa game 1, malaking bagay siya in terms of this best of 3. Pero dahil nga nakalusot
Sure.
ito, Carry will be the first prio pick of RVFE. So, ang pwedeng sagutin agad dito ng NAVI is, yun, Forza Show para at least may pang-abot sila dito sa isang carry.
Well, sinicure agad ang gold lane kasi pinapaubos eh. Inuubos yung mga gold lane. And given that fact na mawawala yan, syempre second phase ng ban, posibleng matanggal ang mga marksman. So, sinicure na agad yan ni Crazy. So, ngayon, second two picks for the side ng RVFE. So, posibleng makakuha na ng jungler dito, pati na rin ng mid laner, pero who knows? May posibilidad na magbago yan.
Kasi pwede sila mag-go in for a Suyo. And Alice pala is still open. Earlier on, it was continuously banned out. So, aarangkadahin na nila together with Akali the Roamer. So, at least nandoon na yung set-offs coming in from a Throne of Ruins and the Raging Sandstorm. Ang tanong is, paano ba ito sasagutin ng NAVI PH? Would they go for Suyo? Would they go for Leomord? Uunahin yung mga hero pool ni Keishi?
Posible silang kumuha ng mga ganong heroes, especially if si Keishi naman ay hindi syempre ngayon ang meta is more of a tanky hero for tanky jungler rather. So may posibilidad na yun ang kukunin niya.
Oo.
So pero nakita naman natin yung performance ng Suyu. Pero hindi. Harley.
Yan.
Yes.
Early game,
Early
yung gustong
Early
gawin
game, yes.
ng
Mga
NAVI.
pokes, mga mahahapdi ng pokes, yes. At hindi na, mahirap iabot for the Harley. Pero bans naman, tinanggalan na natin yung Beer. So, yun yung mga sinasabi mo, gusto mo yung mga pampagulat factor.
Oo eh.
So, tinanggal na nila yung Beer.
Tsaka hindi siya pinapansin ng mga previous games, no? Guinevere. Now na NAVI PH, alam nilang isang Guinevere would be a huge threat sa isang Hardy. Then, they decided na i-ban out ito. But I also like how RVFE answered it accordingly by banning out the Claude. Para at least hindi tayo makakapag-expect na carry-Claude matchup na nakikita natin sa gold lanes right now.
And last ban for NAVI PH would be the Eve. So, walang mga heroes. Kasi wala pang mid lane na itong side ng RVFE. So, they need to remove all those, pati na rin yung mismong jungler nila. Wala pa silang jungler. So, yeah, they balance it out. So, currently, ang wala naman dito sa side ng NAVI PH is the XP laner at pati na rin yung gold laner. So, parang ngayon, na-secure na rin ng RVFE yung gold laner. So, tinatanggalan na nila ng Phobius, which is nice. Tama naman din, tinanggalan na nila ng Phobius.
Kasi kung hindi binanout ito ng RVFE, then Phobius would be capitalized upon by NAVI. But now, YSS Gold Lane, ito yung ine-expect natin na direction din sa NAVI kasi you have the vision, you have the damage.
Yes.
Although Gold Lane YSS is very low in win rate right now, but if you were able to make things work out, then malaking factor siya. Pero wow! Ganda ng sagot ng RVFE with that Kadita and Hayabusa. So, all I can say is, regardless kung ano man yung mapipick dito ng NAVI PH, it's a well-balanced draft for both of the teams.
Exactly. And may mga pangsagot ang RVFE sa mga picks dito ng NAVI PH. So, nasa execution na lang talaga kung anong mangyayari. Medyo in a way, sustainability nasa side ng RVFE while dito sa Navi PH is more on a damage output, mas masakit sila. Although there's also an AoE for them to give them a little bit of breather kasi wala masyadong tanky hero sa side ng Navi PH. Pero may sasabot naman dyan ang side ng RFE.
Wow!
Benedetta!
What?
Damage!
Ang ganda!
Damage sustained.
At saka ang pwedeng gawin dito ni Not Ayanami is mag-cut ng lanes para ma-invadean
Tama.
niya agad itong Hayabusa. So technically, parang na-checkmate din ng Navi PH ang RVFE's drafting and paper. But let's see when it comes to the execution. Kung yung nakikita natin, sequencing, layering of skills would happen in game.
Yes. And here we go. Let's see the team composition for this game number 1 and match number 2 dito sa Athena Cup. Tignan naman natin kung yung mismong composition nila would tie in with their current gameplay. Kasi di ba, like Navi PH added 2 new team members na talagang coming from different team. Pero mga ano na to, season, kasi kilala naman natin sila.
Veterans,
Right? Veterans na rin sila, yes. That's a good description there. Pero ito na ang ating team composition right now.
Still, what we were talking about earlier on nung drafting pa lang, somehow, I like how both of these teams drafted and na-balance out nila yung strengths and weaknesses nila accordingly. But it already boils down kung paano nila i-execute ito. And seeing that si Yana na low HP then earlier na proc agad yung passive niya, then maganda yung ginagawa ni Navi PH right now as Nieves will have no choice but to retreat accordingly just because of those initiations.
And I really like the difference here kasi wala silang masyadong tanky hero. So this is a different kind of gameplay rather than the scene.
Wow!
Low on health lahat pero may mapipick off!
no! Yana was able to do the first blood on the way that Petrify and make it a double kill as Navi PH overextended just a little bit for RVFE to punish them accordingly. Napakaganda ng initiation and gold lane wise, all we can say is Rian is winning with that 1v1 at mapapaatras siya sa mga initiations ng isang YSS. Pero si Yana, marangkada, Nieves will also go there, mapapa-flicker out din naman si Rian just to get out of that tricky situation.
3-1 initiation dun sa top na talagang pinupush talaga natin the limits yung pwedeng gawin dun sa gold lane ng side ng Navi PH. And right now, Rian, medyo nahihirapan siya, dalawang members dito ng RVFE ang humaharap sa kanya. And right now, the turtle is up in 9 seconds. Pero 2 kills na ang side ng RVFE, which is nice. Diba? Initial gameplay from RVFE, napakita nila yung strengths nila dito with their lineup, and Navi PH right now is trying their best to actually sustain the damages coming from RVFE.
And looking at the level, wala pang mga ultimates itong Navi PH, so that means RVFE has that advantage point when it comes to securing this turtle
level
easily.
4 na.
But then, Not Ayanami will go in, poke out the members of RVFE, but Hazy will still be there to the retribution. Feathered Airstrike will be casted upon, but not enough damage. And that is what you call a good initiations from RVFE.
Sobrang ganda, 3-0 at the 2-minute mark, and still lumalabas dito si Nieves.
Oh no! Nieves will be the casualty of the deadly
Ayun.
magic of Keishi at mababawian din naman ng Navi PH. In terms of the gold lane, crazy maipit nga lang dito. Si
Naku,
Mirai
Crazy.
is there to the rescue. Wala pa naman siyang Way of the Dragon, and the proc lang ang ginagawa nila dito to put pressure kay Crazy.
So pinakitaan kanina tayo ng RVFE yung mismong gold lane pressure, at ngayon mini-mirror up na rin yun ng Navi PH. And they need to do that kasi kapag napugo yung gold lane mo early on, medyo mahirap yun for the late game, at mahirapan sila when it comes to the team fight kasi at the back lane pumapasok-pasok na rin ang gold laners mo doon at as the game progresses. Pero ito, Mirai umiikot na sa mapa, pero 3 members coming from RVFE ang nandun para makapag-secure. Talagang bush gaming ang nangyayari. They're now more strategic as the game progress.
And if we could also commend a person, it would be Yana. look at Yana. Siya ang parating nakakakuha ng kills with that Kadita. And she's doing a
hapdi niyan.
phenomenal job in pushing back the members of NAVI PH. Kaya early game-wise, I would say may kalamangan ng konti bahagya ang RVFE, pero EXP labanan ng sustain naman ito.
Exactly, and wala tayong makikita masyadong story when it comes to the XP. Alam naman natin yan, diba? Pag may XP, ito, an XP laner talagang hindi pagkakaroon ng damages. Pero ito na,
Oh
pumasok
no!
din si Mirai.
Mirai, maipit nga lang dito. Raw freeze will be casted upon by Yana, but the feathered airstrike, it will be quite enough to pick off Nieves in the process. Now, in terms of this turtle, we have 4v5 situation. The members are currently positioning themselves here. NAVI PH is starting on this, pero si Hazy mapepetrify nga lang, and Keishi will be able to get on that retribution. Shikita maipit, makaka-teleport din naman, pero the damage coming from Keishi is enough. Nieves, babalikan lang din naman dito si Mirai. Meron naman feathered airstrike dito kay Rain. And
Ayun
that
lang.
would be a shutdown for Yana. It would be 3 members down for RVFB. Makakakuha ka pa ng blue buff on their side.
Whew. Kills after kills plus another objective coming from the side of NAVI PH. Kung masyado kayong mainit, sabi ng NAVI PH, kami na naman ngayon. Kasi nakakuha sila ng objective dito. It gives them a lot of advantage, especially with the turtle buff. So currently, nakita mo yung mismong pag-pick off nila ng 3 members ng RVFE, and that translated into their game. So nakikita na, inaantay lang nila yung perfect condition, which is the turtle take plus the mismong damages na naka-level 4 na rin silang lahat dito from the side of NAVI PH. So it's enough for them to actually get that team fights and of course the kills. And speaking of objectives, nakakuha pa sila ng mid-turret dito.
Oh no, but we didn't see in the bottom lane. Not Ayanami will be taken down by Hazy. So that is another little detail that RVFE is doing to initiate team fights. Now, they're putting pressure here in the mid lane. Dahil nakuha na din ng NAVI PH itong mid turret, they have to find trades.
Yes.
But the deadly magic of Keishi will be enough to do a killing spree. Labanan ng mga junglers sa bottom lane.
Well, sabi dito ni Keishi, kanina ka pa ang tuyot mo dito, easy ha? Sige, tapatan kita. And that became a good transition coming from NAVI PH. And right now, let's see, nakakaramdam tayo ng...
Nakakatakot.
Nakakatakot eh, diba? Tama.
Oh
Waiting
no,
game.
Mirai,
Oop!
magiging casualty ba? Nieves will go in revealing their position, pero dyan naman si
Masiba.
Ria with the Mountain Shocker and killing spree. May feather
no.
airstrike ka pa coming in from Rain to push back the members of RVFE. Dot Ayanami, low HP, makakatakas pa din
Makakauwi.
naman siya. And that is something commendable kasi Rian has a Sky Piercer with that YSS. May
Kaya
4
pala.
kills na siya, kaya
Yes.
ramdam na natin yung sakit na meron dito.
Sabi mo, hindi pwede, pero kinaya ni Rian as early as now. And nakita natin yung team fights, no? Nagiging aggressive sila pag palapit na yung objective, which is yung turtle. So ngayon, nakakuha sila ng turtle, given that fact. So kapag nakuha nila yung turtle buff, it's time for them to actually pick off a lot of members coming from RVFE main. So nakita din natin yung mismong gameplay at mismong strategy dito ng NAVI PH as the game progresses. And right now, diba, hindi sila nagiging aggressive kapag walang clear-cut na team fight. Hindi sila nag-i-initiate ng team fight, but rather they're waiting for the right moment kapag may objective silang kukunin.
Oo nga, kasi kung hindi sila maging careful here, like Chiquita, maipit nga lang dito with the way of the Tarago, may further airstrike ka pa coming in from Rain. But the damage is still quite enough to take down Chiquita with that Alice. A nice initiation there coming in from Navi, although not enough. Pero habol
Mirai.
na naman dito si Yana. Pero roamer to eh, napakatibay para si Hazy dito ang magiging biktima. Pero may Ugi Shadow Kill pa naman siya. Pero may Deadly Magic naman din to take down her life.
Hindi kinaya ni Hazy yung 2 members doon from the side of NAVI PH. So right now, nagpo-push down ng NAVI PH all lanes as much as possible. Wala nang mid lane, wala nang bottom lane. So now their focus is on the top lane para mag-clear, para mag-move na rin yung mga minions sa side ng NAVI PH. And they're just waiting right now for the Lord to happen later on. Mga matagal-tagal pa.
Oh
Pero
no! Chiquita magiging biktima doon
Ayun
with
lang.
Rian being unstoppable. +1 na naman sa Sky Piercer. Now, Navi PH has
Jeez.
that advantage. Kukuha sila ng blue buff and limiting the resources taken down by RVFE. Ito na yung situation na NAVI PH is waiting for those power spikes, especially highlighting Rian na napakasakit na with those 3 items.
Ang ganda ng communication dito ng NAVI PH kasi early on hindi pa sila masyadong naging ganun ka-aggressive, pero nakikita mo pagdating ng team fight very coordinated na sila, and now we're talking about 1 to 2 pick-ups before they go to their objectives, and we're talking about Crazy right now is out in the game, so 4 versus 5 ang magiging story dito, pero Lord na ngayon ay panigurado sa side na NAVI PH, another objective for them. Ganun na inaantay nila kuha tayo ng kills pag malapit na yung Lord or any objectives, then papasok tayo. Kasi lalaban 3 versus 5 or 4 versus 5, mahirap, di ba?
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense kung
Exactly.
alam nila at a disadvantage sila.
True.
So they wouldn't risk it and they would choose their fights na lang kung alam nila mananalo sila. At least they're leaning in towards the safer direction. But right now, the control that RVFE has in the early game, nabawi ito ng NAVI PH with those continuous initiations, team fights, and not Ayanami doing her job to work in the long lane para mag-minion flows ang mga minions ng NAVI PH.
Grabe. Yung Benedetta, papasok lang yan kapag nakikita niya na, okay, medyo nahihirapan na yung team ko. Sige, let's see, sustain ko. And at the same time, damage output. And when it comes to the turret damages, napakasakit ni Nat Ayanami. And right now, the Lord is up and nandun na nagmumarcha na rito sa bottom. Nakita natin na talagang kumakapal na yung laban. Kasi NAVI PH getting 11 kills at 10 minutes.
Oh, what a way of a dragon for Mirai with that flicker. Samahan mo pa ng feathered airstrike dito ni Rain. 2 members are down for RVFE. May Ugi Shago ka pa coming in from Hazy, but mapapaatras sila. Papasok dito si Not Ayanami and another
Grabe!
pick-off. Si Nieves na lang ang natitira,
Oh my
but
gosh!
it is not enough as NAVI PH was able to wipe down RVFE, and that is game 1 going in for NAVI.
Hindi na daw papaabutin ng Lord. Second Lord. Well, pansin naman natin. Kaya sabi ko, ang ganda ng mga team fights. At the same time, ang ganda rin nung mismong coordination nila kapag may team fight. So, ano na tayo, kaya sabi ko, there's a possibility magkakasama to. And as big as an organization of NAVI, expected na magkakasama sila sa isang co-op. It's very easy for the communication. And isa pa sa mga, sa mga tawag ito, nagiging cost kapag naglalaro ka. Kapag nasa iba-iba kayong place, medyo delay yung communication. And, mas maganda talaga pag magkakasama kayo sa isang room, hindi nyo na kailangan mag-Discord, hindi nyo na kailangan tumawag kung saan-saan para to communicate. Pero very important kasi ang communication when it comes to tournaments. Pero pinakita at translate yan dito ng NAVI PH, pati na rin yung lineups. Actually, maganda yung lineups ng both teams eh.
Yeah, it's so well-balanced. Kaya
Sobra,
napahanga agad ako nung drafting phase pa lang na, okay, may palaga yung
Yes.
dalawa ito. Pero sadyang NAVI PH with those veterans, alam naman natin, they are previous MWI represented how to handle these situations. Know how to make sure close nila yung isa't isa. NAVI was able to get
Well, it's very smooth gameplay coming from NAVI PH. But yung mga items and amenities, laban na to. So, NAVI PH getting 16 kills out of while dito naman ng RVFE got 6. The game time is, this is the very shortest one we have for game number 1. 11 minutes into the game, not even a late game considered late game. Pero ang ganda nung pinakita dito ng NAVI PH as the game progresses. As you can see, right now, talagang ang KD dito ni Keishi nasa 307 given that emblems right now with 8,019 gold, while yung grabing assist dito ni Raid, diba? Mapapansin mo the Farza with 2-1-10. Grabe naman yun. Hindi pa natatapos yan dahil si Mirai may 11 assist din as the game as for this game number 1. While, alam mo yun, as the game started, the RVFE really showed potential. Unfortunately, as the game parang pa-late game na, ito nakikita natin na talagang yung strategy ng NAVI PH would allow them to get this winning condition. Kasi pantay na pantay sila nung early game. Nakikita ko na nagko-contest pa ng content dito ang RVFE when it comes to objectives. Pero nakita natin kung paano i-translate ng NAVI PH as the game progresses. Nakita natin yung mismong yung mismong strategy nila to take a pick off kahit one lang saka tayo papasok yung objective. So, ganun yung naging situation dito ng NAVI PH. And this is just game number 1, guys. So, makikita naman natin if this game number 2, there will be adjustments, which is we will expect adjustments coming from RVFE, especially right now, kailangan nila makapuntos dito. If not, NAVI PH will definitely get the win if ever hindi sila makapag-adjust. So, currently, I am seeing, look at the Yisun Shin here, si Rian, talagang, sabi mo kanina, talagang by stats,
By stats.
By stats talaga, Yisun Shin mahirap talaga when it comes to the gold lane. Pero, hindi na siya pumipirme sa gold lane. Umiikot rin siya kasama nila Rin, kasama nila Mirai. So, umiikot sila as the game progresses. Siyempre, pagkukuha siya ng mga jungles. Wait natin, si Keishi naman ang papalit. While si Nat Ayanami is silently pushing turrets, diba? Doon natin nakikita yung strength niya.
Kumbaga, not Ayanami's job is to do the macro push. So, naramdaman natin yung pressure when it comes to the turrets taken down on the side of RVFE.
Yes.
And for Rian, even though statistics-wise, mababa yung win rate, she is proving to us that win rate doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
What
Yeah.
matters is the execution,
True.
the synchronization of the team to take on. Kasi
Yes.
kung si Savero naka-win streak na YSS gold lane na nga sa MPL, baka si Rian din dito siya magpapatunay na kaya niya mag-win streak sa isang YSS.
Yes, and execution really matters, pati na rin yung mismong strategic, kasi kailangan for you to para gumana yung mismong perfect sense.
And thus, it really makes perfect
Yes.
sense dahil siya yung MVP for Game 1.
Look at the KDA of 605 with a goal per minute of 853 and the total damage of 30,961. With an 11-minute mark, she was able to garner that total damage. And sobrang ganda ng performance talaga niya. She was able to show, diba, parang Yisun Shin really deals damages. So here we go. Let's see the highlights of this game. Number 1.
Kasi kita naman natin dito na although RVFE ang ganda ng early game nila from the first few team fights, kasi look at it, they palag na palag sila sa Throne of Ruins, Raging Sandstorm, and Diana being the highlight player. But sadyang NAVI PH during these times nakakuha ng control. Kaya it also reflects kung paano din nila natapos agad-agad yung laban with those pagsasama together. Parang strength in numbers yung ginawa nila para malimit yung galaw. And that on point Mountain Shocker feathered airstrike connection and solo kills, by the way, is what makes NAVI PH stand out in Game 1.
Well, the specific gameplays dito ng NAVI PH was highlighted parang early on, up to the mid-game. Nakita natin kung paano sila lumaban. At the same time, yung pagsasama-sama talaga nila. Yan talaga hindi nabubuwag. Even though wala kang tanky hero, kayang-kaya mo as much as possible kung kayang suportahan yung mismong initiation ng mga kakampi mo. Pero, right now, very nice yung performance ng NAVI PH and we've seen the performance of RVFE. Kayang-kaya naman nilang tibagin yung mismong gameplay dito early stage. Pero, syempre, this us as
Kasi yung mga members ng NAVI now, all of them actually already have international tournament experience.
Yes.
Parang nahasa sila ng todo to the point na even though drafting pa lang, they can also translate it to the execution. On the other side, for RVFE, we know the potential. It is there. What they really need to work on right now is how to counter those aggressions coming in from NAVI PH para at least makasabay sila kung ano man yung meron sa lineup nila. Kasi drafting pa lang, nandoon na pantay na, it is well balanced, and they just have to improve on the execution para at least mautakan nila yung even former MWI champions last 2023, no? So, ganun na level yung kailangan nilang i-step up kung gusto nila mag-force ng game number 3.
Well, a lot of shoes to fill for RVFE, pero NAVI PH wouldn't give this win in a silver platter. They will definitely push their limits para naman manalo sila. And I'm sure with the current lineups, and as in nakakatuwa kasi iba-iba yung nakikita natin drafts. Hindi the same thing. Nakikita natin na ito walang masyadong tank hero, they were able to execute it. So let's see what would be the next story that will happen on game number 2. Definitely RVFE needed to push themselves to the boundaries para naman matalo nila ang NAVI PH. So kailangan nilang maging NAVI PH needed to secure the win for game number 2 para di naman madrag sa game number 3 kasi tapos na daw yung game number 3 kanina. May iba naman daw. Pero let's see kasi this is a winner takes all. Mahirap naman sabihin na RVFE mananalo or this game number 2 si NAVI PH naman. Kasi again, nangangapa pa rin yan sila. Both teams hindi pa nila alam kung ano magiging turnout ng events as the game progress. But yes, we are excited, lalo-lalo na dyan sa comment section. Kung kayo naman ay nandyan pa, which is we expect, as we see on your screen right now, NAVI PH gets the blue side, and the next map would be expanding rivers.
Yan. So at least yung sinasabi nga natin earlier on, utility junglers, low mobility heroes, magsha-shine dito just because of that additional movement speed provided in the map. But if we're going to talk about the picks, unorthodox nga yung isang Benedetta, but sobrang effective niya na even though not part siya ng meta, it complements what NAVI PH wants sa laban.
Exactly. And we are now excited to see what will happen next kasi papasok na tayo sa drafting phase for game number 2.
Yan, hindi na natin papatagalin pa kasi syempre, excited na din tayo makita kung paano nga ba yung adjustments, sino nga ba yung mga picks, bans, and let's see kasi from the previous series, nakita naman natin na ever since game 1, nakita din ng mga teams kung paano sagutin yung isa't isa. So, tingnan natin kung RVFE will also reflect the same story. Pero speaking of same pa rin. Same bans.
Definitely, they don't wanna see, for NAVI PH, they don't wanna see the Florine and the Guinevere because sometimes your bans are not because malakas yung team with these heroes. So, sometimes, it's detrimental on their strategy. So, ayaw namin may healing pairing, ayaw namin na may ganitong heroes because hindi ito mag-work kapag ganito yung mga hero picks namin. So, we need to remove the threat from our side. So, let's see, baka ganun nga yung mismong mismong logic nila why they ban these heroes. Same with RVFE. So, kanina pinik nila yung carry pero ngayon binana nila. So, was posible ang magiging bans dito for the side of RVFE is more on the gold lane. Because panigurado ibaba nila dito yung YSAs. If ever. So,
Zushin.
or yeah, maybe iwan nila yung YSS, pero let's see baka
Freya is open for Navi PH to take. Parang instead of a Zushin ban, pwede nga silang lumiko para at least may ma-trade off sila sa red side. Kasi yun yung tricky situation about the red side. It's all or nothing kapag banning. Since ikaw yung last ban, ikaw din yung mamimili kung sino yung laso na pwede mong bigay. So, kung kuminuha man ng Navi yung Zushin, pwedeng kunin ng RVFE yung Freya sana. Pero since they ban out the Zushin, Freya yung pwedeng first pick ng Navi PH at baka doon mahirapan yung RVFE kung paano nga ba counterin itong hero na ito.
Another thing that I wanted to see here since binaban yung Zushin is a band. Zitian, who knows, baka pa rin makita natin ngayon early on. So, another exciting part rin with us is to see those band heroes na would actually be picked in the game.
Yeah.
So, katulad kanina, di ba, binaban yung Yuzong, nakita natin, pinasok na. Meron na rin, ayan na nga,
Ayan.
yes, pinik na rin yung Freya. Out rin na ang Eve. No, so early game number 1, Eve was banned, especially for Navi PH. They banned it because, yun na nga they don't want AOE. So it's either you'll take that or take another AOE, which is, I was expecting rin yung Farza. So I wasn't expecting na parang they would take it early on kasi hindi naman siya meta. Pero at least, di ba, gumana siya nung laban nila nung game number 1. So yung mga ganong heroes, kala mo, nasa practice.
Yes, practice
Sa
makes
talaga yun
progress, di ba?
Pumasok siya, pero ito na.
Uy, ang ganda din naman kasi ng sagot ng RVFE kasi knowing a Freya, Phobius agad yung sinagot. So, most likely, Freya would go sa gold lane para at least hindi agad siya ma-counter out ng isang Phobius. Pero on the other side, for Navi PH, Blue, Lydia, ito yung mga heroes na sige, lapit ka lang ha. Ito yung mga glooms ko. Ito yung mga grab ko para sa'yo. So, parang nasaksihan na natin kung paano din nalutasan ng Navi PH yung mga
aggressive player
heroes.
ka, kung aggressive team kayo, medyo mapapapigil ka eh.
Oo eh.
Kasi kailangan mong maging, isipin mo, papasok ba ako pag nandyan yung mga blooms, ganyan dadaan ba yung mga grab, how can I be effective during team fights? Kasi
Yes.
kung sobrang aggressive mo, kailangan mong mag-tone down. So, syempre, mapipick off ka. Sayang, di ba? Kapag mabawasan kayo, kasi lalo lang kapag may objective, nandyan yung turtle, nandyan yung lord, mapipick off ka pa, sayang. So, right now, last pick, as we go in, let's see what RVFE will pick on their side. So, will they secure na yung gold lane nila? Kasi syempre dito, I've seen na nagsa-start na rin magtanggal ng gold lanes, gold lane heroes itong RVFE. So, will they secure the gold lane now or they're gonna pick? Okay, hindi natin masyadong nakita. Let's see kung ano yung, mamaya, makita natin kung
Mag-reflect yan.
magpapakita yan.
Oo.
So,
Kasi-
bans na tayo. So,
Oo.
second phase of the banning. So, ang kulang na lang dito sa Navi PH will be their jungler and their XP
Yan.
laner.
Okay.
No, roamer.
Interesting na RVFE still banned out the Kimmy knowing that
Yes.
they have the Freya and Lydia. They could have just banned out another hero that would limit Keishi in general kasi kung like a Suyo, Leomord, mga ganun. But the problem is hindi natin alam kung ano ba yung third pick ng RVFE. Is it the Suyo? Is it the jungler like Hazy Zero? Kaya we just have to wait for it to be reflected. But sa Navi PH, hardly tatanggalin nila. So limiting the heroes of Hazy.
Yes. So, nawawala na ng gold lane. So, ngayon, tinanggal nila yung, sakit ko rin naman yung
Oo,
Kadita kanina. Pero silang gumamit ng Kadita earlier.
Interesting. Kasi Lydia
Yes.
yung pick na ni Rian. So, are they expecting that Merai would go for roaming Kadita? Pero, ayun, very questionable lang yung last two bans ng RVFE on my side. I would say na they could have just allocated those bans to another set of heroes knowing
Yeah.
na Freya, Blue, Lydia yung nagpakita sa side ng Navi PH. Pero sa side naman ng Navi PH, they're limiting the hero pool right now of Hazy.
Yeah.
So, if ever they can ban out yung mga Suyo, Guinevere, pero the problem is sila din, wala pang junglers.
Wala jungler.
So, it would be tricky kung yun yung direction nila.
Gord. Gord.
Oy, Gord! Okay,
Gord,
ayun,
Gord ang
nagpakita na. Yan, na-unlock na natin ang hidden character. Yan.
Ayan, who's that
Diba?
character? Who's that hero?
Yan.
Ayan, ito mapakita namin sa Gord. Very unorthodox, as you said, and right now, na-unlock na rin yung dalawang heroes. We have the Baksha and the Ryushin Shin. So, hindi pa rin naban yung Ryushin Shin because, it works.
Yeah, it worked for Rian.
Yeah, why will we ban if there's something that's working for us, and why will you change anything else? So if it's not if hindi naman sira or whatnot, why change? So ito, who is the last two picks for the side naman ng RVPH? So RVFE rather.
Kung YSS yung katapat mo sa
Yes.
gold lane, now na-unlock
Unlock
na
na.
natin yung sikreto na flex gold lane na Freya
Claude?
pala. And yeah, Claude can be a possible pick. Claude, Granger, even if they want to go for
Or
the direction.
CC.
CC gold lane
Lane,
to
pwede.
poke out.
Yes.
Yung problema lang dito kapag CC gold lane, wala silang
Moscow.
marksman. Pero ayun, Moskov naman daw yung sasagot sa lineup ng Navi, and the hero that we're waiting for, would it be a Suyo? Kasi hindi natin alam yung last ban ng Navi So, can either be Suyo, Leomord. It depends na lang kung anong jungler yung kayang sumabay sa isang Baksha.
Well, very interesting lineup and very interesting bans coming from the two teams. So talagang medyo tricky. Pero tingnan
Yeah.
natin yung team composition. Ito na,
Ayun.
malalaman na natin kung ano talaga yung draft ng dalawang teams natin.
Ano ang unlock? Uy!
Uy!
Yan! Yan pala.
Harley.
Oh, akala ko nga na-ban out si Harley.
Hindi
pero
pala.
Pinik
lang
pala.
yun, oo. It's
Ayan.
a prank!
It's a prank pala
It's a
for us.
prank.
Surprise! Happy
Surprise!
Halloween!
Eto na, let's go to the land of dawn as we move into game number 2 between Navi PH. Pati na rin.
Ay, ayan!
Ang cute no?
Suyo
Pati na rin
pala
ang
si
beauty.
Hazy. Suyo.
Suyo.
Okay, at least nandoon na yung mystery unlock for our
Yes.
side, no? And when it comes naman sa Navi PH, they really have to be mindful of Hazy Suyo here because of the threat of a Sky Piercer na direktahin niya. Not unless Navi PH capitalize nila yung mga team fights just like that because Chiquita was able to punish Not Ayanami in the process of
Umiintro pala.
cutting the lane in a span of less than a minute.
Umiintro pa lang siya Si
Intro pa
Gretchen
lang tayo, nag-iintruhan na sila doon, di ba?
Oh, pumapatay na kayo dyan. Di man lang wait kami. Wait. Sabi na, antay pa namin kayo casters. Tagal niyo mag-intro.
Oo.
Pero ito na. Sige na nga. Ito na, magkakas na kami. Gawin na namin trabaho namin.
Pasensya na po, guys.
Sorry. Pwede mag-sorry.
Pero when it comes naman sa match-up between the gold laners, yung gusto ko parating ginagawa ni Rian is when it comes to micro skills, parati siyang nananalo sa laning. So that also translates na in the upcoming turtle fight, pwede agad-agad mag-contribute dito si Rian. And baka ito din yung win nila para makapitalize sila yung opportunity. Pero naipit nga lang dito si Hazy. Maramdaman yung mga lagkit na galing kay Mirai and they would back it out accordingly. Pero si Crazy, masastun nga lang dito si Rian but the damage is still quite not there.
Not enough pa as of the moment. Pero di ba nakakatawa no pag na-pick off ka ni Patrick Starfish. Ang cute lang kasi di ba ang kulit ni Patrick Starfish. And anyway, here we go. We have the turtle fights and currently Navi PH getting that momentum going on. At zinozone out na nila yung turtle side dito.
Oo. targeting, manning down Hazy in the process, pero maipit nga lang dito. Infernal Pursuit will be casted upon by Chiquita. Keishi will be able to get the turtle, but at the same time, 1v1 situation sa gold lane, Rian ang mananalo. Pero si Hazy ay makakabawi dito sa teamfight initiation. Rain, will that glooms napakalagkit ng side ng NAVI PH. Infernal Pursuit here for Chiquita, pero mapapa-flicker out lang naman dito si Rain just to get out of that situation.
1-1 exchange. Both teams right now has 2 kills as of the moment. Pero ang ganda nung ng mga initiation at counter-initiation ng dalawang teams natin. Hindi sila masyadong nag-overcommit, but however, yung mga objectives, nakapag-adjust na lang konti dito ng RVFE. So talagang maganda yung naging translation nila when it comes to the team fights. And right now, Rian and Chris, katong damage coming from Rian, pero papasok na ba?
Oh no, crazy. Mapapagana lang dito, pero nandyan naman si Nieves to support. Mirai as well. Both roamers giving space for their gold lanes to farm accordingly, but EXP-wise, if na first blood ni Chiquita dito si Not Ayanami, kita naman natin yung level difference between these EXP kung saan nakakalamang naman si Not Ayanami sa laning phase.
So medyo nag-slow down yung pacing ng laban at the 3-minute mark. So dito na naman makakaroon ng waiting game. So kung makaka-pick off ang either of the teams, that would be good. Pero as the game progresses, mas nagiging mas strategic na yung mismong. Hindi tayo puro kills, more of positioning, kuha ng mga objectives, gaano kabilis tayo makakapag-rotate kapag na-jump na yung objective, and at the same time looking for yung mga pwedeng gawin, like clear the minion wave, kuha tayo ng mga objectives dito with the jungles, or either way, at 10 seconds, papasok na rin yung mismong turtle. So, positioning na naman ang makikita natin dito.
Tsaka maganda yung kalamangan, but yung kalamangan ni Rian sa gold lane, nalilimit si Crazy sa microhan. Turtle-wise, nandyan naman yung mga members ng RVFE and NAVI PH just to secure Keishi with that evident the level gap between Hazy. Siya ang may retribution power, pero meron namang Infernal Pursuit, meron may ipit ng mga members. Keishi pa rin na makakasecure ng turtle. Hinahabol ng mga NAVI PH, ang mga members ng RVFE. May ipit with that slowing potential. Grab will be utilized, and that is a double kill for Keishi. Chiquita, Infernal Pursuit pa din. Hindi pa tapos yung kanilang aggression. Pero that would be double kill pa din. Isa pa ba? Isa pa ba? Keishi hinahabol, and that is a shutdown and killing spree for the jungler.
Keishi getting kills after another. Wala pa siyang actually death.
Oh no, Rian! Another killing spree daga for Rian. Just because of that, Rian, 3 kills kay Crazy na. That means a lot for the gold lanes.
Exactly, sabi niyo, di pa tapos ang laban, nandito pa ako eh. Pumasok dito si Rian at sinabi niya, hindi pa ako tapos. Napatay ko man si Crazy sa top. Wait lang kayo, babaapan ka namin, or baka na namin kayo, sabi dito ni Rian. At ang ganda nung intro na doon, napakita niya na talagang, it's very easy to use the way Yisun Shin.
Oo nga eh.
Talagang sobrang ganda nung backup niya doon. And right now, as you can see, the gold. We have the gold here coming from Rian. Grabe, ang laki ng gold lead niya dito. And right now, we are seeing a good team fight coming from side of NAVI PH. And right now, Not Ayanami waiting for another gameplay coming from RVFE, and we are seeing a little bit of aggression coming from RVFE.
Oh nga, and that aggression would really mean a lot when it comes to whatever will happen in the next few seconds, because right now we have another turtle spawning. Both teams are currently positioned, and kung sino man ang lalamang, siya din na makakuha ng snowball, pero may ipit nga lang dito si Nieves, mapapa-flicker out. Pero si Shita, that would be 1v5, and Rian will be able to spot her accordingly. And just because of one glimpse, one moment, NAVI PH can secure the turtle without any contestation.
Once again, the 3 turtles down for the side of NAVI PH. Ang ganda talaga ng ano yun, ang timing ni Rian coming from top to, from bottom, and then now always very doon natin makikita talaga yung comms ng dalawang teams. Mas nakakaangat talaga ang Navi PH when it comes to that. And right now, 8-4. Navi PH getting the lead once again on the kills, pero mukhang makakapush pa ata sila dito sa middle later on. Kasi dalawang turrets sa top and the bottom, wala na rin.
Grabe naman, no? Kita mo yung level difference between Not Ayanami with that turret damage.
Naku,
That
nagkamali siya.
is another snowball from Navi. Kasi look at the difference. You have Not Ayanami at level 10. Kasabay na yung mga junglers like Keishi, Hazy. In contrast, yung Chekita, kaka-level 9 niya pa lang.
What a tricky situation for RVFE. And right now, level 1 turrets are down. We're seeing aggressive push and aggressive clean up coming from Navi PH with the jungle items from the jungle side dito ng RVFE. So talaga nahihirapan ngayon ang RVFE to do some gameplay kasi nga inuunahan na sila ng Navi PH. So currently, ganda ng performance ng Navi PH.
Yeah.
Pero RVFE naman trying on, they're now on the defensive side. So, mahirap kasi, parang ko ba sabihin, there is already the, parang +1 na sila when it comes to the comp save. For me kasi nakaka-respond agad sila when it comes to team fights, nakakagawa sila ng team play ng very seamlessly. And I think that's one of the hindrances din ng RVFE currently kasi magkakaiba sila ng location. Kasi ang late ng mga ibang mga situations na kailangan nila maging aggressive, nagiging late yung reaction. Because of that.
At saka micro pa lang, kita naman natin laning phase na nanalo ang side lanes. Both Rian, Not Ayanami capitalizing on the kills against their respective opponents in that lane.
Exactly.
Kaya yung micro na yun nagko-contribute sa macro aggression na kayang gawin ng Navi PH. Kaya all I can say is what a phenomenal game from Navi.
Exactly. And right now, mukhang they're trying to push the members ng RVFE kasi they're trying to actually regain their confidence when it comes to going into the map. Pero nahihirapan sila kasi mas bigger na yung map control coming from Navi PH. So currently lahat ng jungles nasa side na nila, hindi rin nila masyadong nakokontrol or nakukuha yung ibang items dito from RVFE main. So parang kulang pa rin sila from their end. Pero tinatry nila at least at some point ito si Nieves lumalabas siya sa mapa. This is the Lord 1 dito sa laban natin, first Lord of the game, pero hindi pa masyadong makakapasok dito.
SOD.
Tinaya nila.
Kamutikan.
Pero hindi lahat.
Oh no, maiipit nga lang dito ang mga members ng RVFE. Keishi is there to the rescue, to right back up, grab, and unstoppable na nga dito si Rian. Chiquita at low health, make it a double kill for Rian. Humahabol sa mga members ng RVFE, but 3 members are down for their side. And if we're also going to notice, tinatry actually nilang i-pick off si Maray sa side ng RVFE. Pero dahil nakapag-back out with that flicker itong si Maray, nakapasok and nagbigay ng espasyo ito sa side ng Navi PH with that Mountain Shocker and godlike na nga dito si Rian. So 1 member is down na naman. This would be a 4v5 and make it another one with Nieves going down. This is detrimental dahil may Lord ang Navi PH sa baba.
Oo, habang nadyan pa yung Lord, hindi pa nakakaroon ng team fight, gumagawa na ng team fight ang Navi PH against RVFE main. So, pag nadyan na yung Lord, kulang ang side ng RVFE to actually respond or to actually defend their turrets. And right now, pumasok na yung Lord dyan. And ngayon, tinitake out na rin ng Navi PH yung middle turret, which makes it hard for RVFE again to defend.
Nako po, may tech charge coming in from Nieves, but then it will be enough because Rian with that snowball power potential potential is truly detrimental for their side. Kamuntikan na nga doon, mapita si Rian, but it is enough for Yana to continuously put on the damage. The members of NAVI PH is continuously going in for the base. Three members are left for RVFE to defend. May mga minions pa coming in sa mid lane. Rather, naka-tower lock na nga dito si Not Ayanami. Wala silang pake sa team fight. Pero may mga minions pa naman ng RVFE saktong-sakto para tulungan silang depensahan ang base. Meron ka pang damage coming in from Hazy. But overall, 2 members are down or yung naging casualty sa last team fight na yun.
Well, enough na rin for NAVI PH kasi 2 members lang natitira. Actually, they're pushing their luck to get that main ice cream. So, kailangan na nilang gusto nilang matapos pero hindi kaya kasi parating na Parating na yung ibang members ng RVFE. Pero good decision to actually mamba out kasi nga ang hirap ang hirap i-push yan, baka maubos pa sila. So, kailangan maging, rin dito, disiplina as the game progress. Kasi kailangan nilang i-respect pa rin yung damages na pwedeng ibigay dito ng RVFE.
Kasi kailangan din natin i-note si Rian. Tingnan mo, kahit hindi siya jungler, siya pa yung unang level 15. So, bale, a lot is funneled down on Rian's side to the point na naramdaman natin yung damage. Kasi look at the level ranking. Siya ang top 1. Siya din ang pinakamasakit dahil may Sky Piercer itong YSS na ito.
And right now, there is no contest for the level 2 Lord. So, parang agad na nung naging transition, no? Binabad nila yung mismong team fight sa mismong side ng RVFE to such extent para makuha nila yung Lord kapag kompleto na sila. So, ang ganda nung naging decision nila doon. Pero, that's kinda, delikado yon. Very, yung mismong confidence mo with your team and your skills should would also contribute to such kind of yung movement or mismong strategy nyo while you do the team fight. Kasi ang hirap, 'di ba, kung pag puro PVP lang ang laban nyo within within this crucial gameplay. As we go in, ito na nga,
oh no,
Gretchen,
Chiquita, matatamaan ng Multi Shocker dito kay Rian, and the members of NAVI PH nakafocus na lang to turn down and make sure na makukuha nila yung base, and that would be NAVI PH sweeping off this series.
Seamless and very smooth play coming from NAVI PH. They know when to come in, they know when to actually mamba out. As I've said earlier, ang ganda nung timing. There's a timing between that kasi ang tagal nilang nag-team fight dun sa mismong base ng RVFE to such extent na umabot na 5 versus 2. Diba? Umabot sila ng ganon. Pero diba, umalis na sila doon when it comes to the crucial moment, and we are seeing right now the emblems and item builds for this game. And game number 2 is such a good, it's a good, ang ganda nung pinakita nila dito. Hindi na natin nakita yung mga items dito ni Carrie, pero ganda nung mismong laban na to. Trinay naman ng RVFE to actually take into consideration yung mga picks and bans dito ng NAVI PH. Just that yung execution is kinda, mas gusto ko yung execution nila ng game number 1 actually.
Yeah. Kumbaga, for NAVI PH, they tested the waters out for RVFE kung paano sila gumalaw ng game 1. Kaya, for game 2, nag-iba yung NAVI PH na, okay, because we know kung paano sila pumapasok, we already have contingency plans to limit and hinder their movements. Kaya, if you're going to notice, hindi na nakakuha ng control yung RVFE sa simula pa lang ng laban just because of the macro and microhan na nangyayari. Laning phase-wise, the gold lane and the EXP, which is Rian and Not Ayanami, nananalo sila, kaya pwede silang makapag-push ng mga tore sa side lanes at kumuha ng river control agad-agad.
And that is expanding rivers. Just mas mabilis ang respo.
Yes.
Coming from the top or the lower lane. So either guys, kasi kung saan man papunta yung objective ay the turtle or the lord, mas madali pa sa kanilang makapag-respond because natatalo nila nga yung mismong lane fights. So ang ganda rin nung timing but at the same time yung mismong strategies na nilalapag ng NAVI PH, which makes a little bit tricky talaga for the side of RVFE to, you know, to compensate on that. Kasi when it comes to device, una, nung early on, nakakasabay sila. Pero habang tumatagal, nakita natin yung difference. And kudos din kay Rian to actually get that, you know, ang bilis nung ano niya nung pag-farm niya, pagkuha niya ng mga pick-offs, which makes her parang naging jungler na rin siya as the game progresses. And we are now looking at the game time of 13 minutes and 26 seconds. Pero talagang paldong-paldo ang side ang NAVI PH with 18 kills. And right now, syempre, kita natin yung mismong standing nila. Not Ayanami, 148. And right now, we are seeing the emblems that they're using. So talagang pinahirapan talaga ng NAVI PH itong RVFE at game number 2.
Yeah.
Naramdaman talaga natin yung mismong difference ng laban.
Super like I would like to commend Rian in this game. Sobrang outstanding yung performance niya. And in the span of, I believe that was 8-minute mark, na kapag 3 kills na agad siya just because 3 deaths na din si Crazy. So that really reflects kung gaano siya nakapag-space, itemization, and it also reflected sa Sky Piercer ng YSS. Sobrang sakit. Kaya if you're going to notice, siya din yung rich guy natin. And at the same din ng suporta niya when it comes to Lilia. And for our MVP, of course, yung nakapag-snowball na YSS, Rian all the way, 2 straight MVPs for the YSS. Super
deserved. Grabe kasi ang naging performance niya naging number 1. At mas lalo nung game number 2, talagang pinakitaan talaga tayo na YSS must be banned. Must be banned.
Yan.
So kung hindi nyo ibibigay yung YSS kay Rian. Pero syempre, may mga ano naman yan. May mga hidden cards yan si Rian. So as the group stage progresses, makikita natin yung mga upcoming heroes na pwedeng gamitin na unang mga players natin. Pero ito na nga, 12-1-1. Grabe. Wala siyang assist, no? Puro kills. I'm just here. Pagpasok ko, may mamamatay.
Yan!
Sabi dito nila, which is true. Ganun na nangyari eh. Diba? Naka-stock up siya from the Sky Piercer with that 12 kills. And right now, talagang deserving to become the MVP of this game.
Oh, sobrang nakapag-snowball, and the way she provides vision sa Mountain Shocker.
True.
Kumbaga, kung may stun na nga yung Mountain Shocker, meron ka pang vision kung saan nakaposition yung kalaban mo. That would really mean a lot para hindi makagawa ng surprise gameplay si Yana. Kasi si Yana, alam naman natin the reason as to why Gord is there. Not only can she provide the damage at a distance, but at the same time, yung burst na supposedly centralizing to Mirai, KG would be there. But the problem is, sa sobrang layo na ng gap with Rian, siya pa yung una naka-level 15 in contrast to the junglers. Ang laki na ng kailangan nilang i-bridge para malutasan yung problema na yun.
Nahihirapan din, napapansin ko yun dito sa highlights, nahihirapan din posisyon dito si Yana. So, ang hirap kasi pag nabigay na niya yung mismo ultimate niya, ang problema, hindi na siya pwedeng tumagal doon kasi malambot lang naman ng Gord. I've used Gord and I know. So, mahirap like for that. Katulad yan, pag na-burst na agad, mabuburst siya agad when it comes to pag naibitaw na niya ng ultimate. So, hindi siya pwedeng tumagal dyan. And right now, makikita natin yung mismong mga rooms for improvement for the side of RVFE, especially when it comes to redrafting. So, kailangan na mas mapag-igihan pa. Kasi matagal-tagal pa tong group stage.
Yes, super tagal.
Yes. abot pa tayo ng May.
Oo.
So, kaya pa to. So, ba? So, makikita pa natin ang RVFE as the days progress. And we are excited to see kung ano pa yung maipapakita nila. And for NAVI PH, alam naman natin, NAVI PH.
Yes.
NAVI PH, alam naman natin kung gaano sila kalakas. So, ayan. So, it's a 2-0 for this match number 2. Very exciting plays that we see for both of the teams. Or for 4 of the teams that we've casted for today. Ang ganda ng mga matchups, actually.
Kasi unang araw pa lang, makikita mo this level of competition entering
Sobra.
Athena Cup. And if we're going to compare Season 1 to Season 2, which is now, grabe yung improvement ng mga teams, especially highlighting, for example, RVFE, DEITY, MINERVA, EMPRESS. Nakakasabay sila sa ganon kalakas na rotations, aggressions. So, I'm pretty excited to see kasi tomorrow meron pa tayong mga broadcasted
Yes.
matches sa group stage. Kaya abangan nyo sa mga viewers natin dyan. Stay tuned sa Athena Cup kasi all I can say is you should watch Athena Cup just because this level of competition is something that you can be proud of as a Filipino kasi grabe din yung improvement na pinapakita nila.
Yes, and even with the female leagues right now, it's we're not talking about the heroes na nakala nyo na babae lang ang gumagamit, pero ngayon, 'di ba, talagang nakikita natin yung improvements ng mga teams and as you've said nga, mas maganda yung pinapakita na ngayon ng mga teams here sa Season 2. So, nag-level up, which is
Level
nice.
up.
Kasi, syempre, when it comes, syempre, tagal, 1 year of preparation, or let's say 1 year of practicing the heroes, and of course, adjusting. So, even the organization orgs of these teams also has to improve para naman matulungan yung mga players to improve on their plays as the tournament progresses. And I am really happy to say that day number 1 is clearly a success, lalong-lalo na sa mga players natin at mga teams sa lubaban ngayong araw. May kita pa naman natin sila on the next coming days. And right now, we want to see sino-sino ba ang maglalaban bukas.
Ayan, syempre, ito ang tomorrow's schedule natin, which is Voltas PHFE versus Dash Wings. And towards the second one, we have Ubex Esports na bagong pasok dito sa Athena Cup versus Team Liquid Aqua.
Nako, I have 3 teams na hindi ko kilala, but I'm really excited to see if what would be their flavor when it comes to their plays for tomorrow. Pero hindi naman tayo magkakast. Pero makikita naman natin, papapanood natin sila.
Yan.
Team Liquid Aqua, there would be, feel ko may mga bagong mga players, may mabagong lineup sila. Pero I'm excited to see that for tomorrow. So guys, huwag kayong mawawala. Kung gusto nyo talagang malaman yung mga schedule at the same time maging up-to-date kayo sa mga laban dito sa Athena Cup, don't forget to like and of course to follow this page.
Yes, don't forget like and follow, share, lahat-lahat na gawin
Yes,
nyo
lahat na
for
pwede nyo gawin.
Athena Cup. Kasi ito din naman kasi yung platform na nagpapakitang gilas yung mga female
Yes.
players natin. So I hope we can further amplify it para mas maramdaman natin yung presensya nila in our MLBB ecosystem here in the Philippines. And of course, habang lalong dumadami yung suporta ng Athena Cup, of course, it would also reflect kung paano din sila lalakas, mabibigyan ng suporta that they need para magpakitang gilas not only in national tournaments but international.
Yes! So yun ang talagang mismong goal ng mga players natin, ng mga teams natin to go internationally. And yung MWI nga, yung pinaka-biggest platform for the female leagues is to go into the MWI. So, ayan. So, papasalamatan natin lahat ng ating mga sponsors or partners. Thank you very much to Smart, Richman Shop, PLTT, and of course, Realme for actually supporting Athena Cup.
Yes, maraming salamat not only to our sponsors but to our viewers who are continuously supporting Athena Cup. Thank you so much kasi it would really mean a lot not only for our female players but kung napansin nyo may mga coaches din sila, analysts na behind the scenes helping them para malutasan na kung ano man yung kailangan nila to move forward better and stronger. So thank you so much, and of course to our production team na nagpapakitang gilas behind the scenes then to provide you the best experience possible here at Athena Cup.
Yan, maraming salamat sa inyo guys. And of course, before we leave, we will also share to you some highlights later on. Kaya, pero mapapaalam na kami para bukas naman. Don't forget to watch Athena Cup tomorrow.
Yan.
Same time. And mamaya, MPL.
Oo, diba?
Diba?
Konti lang, diba?
Yeah, sunod-sunod.
After Athena Cup, MPL naman kayo manood. Pero syempre, this has been great Shen together with Luna. Thank you so much for supporting Day 1 of Athena Cup. Let's see you tomorrow again at Day 2 ng group stage dito lang sa Athena Cup Season 2.